Okay. Ah, shoot, I forgot to... One second. How do you do this? I haven't touched this PC in 2 weeks. Give me a second. That's not it. Which button is it? How do I pop? Is it Control-Shift-T? Nope, that's not it. Give me a second. Is it Control-Window-T? There we go. Okay, I found the button. Hello, everybody. It's been a minute. Made pink betting on me? Hell yeah. How's everybody doing? Why can I not? There we go. There we go. Is this positioned correctly? Sure. What do you mean I'm alive? It was close. It was close. School is ramping up very quickly. I'm finally at the point where we're out of, like, the basic physics classes that, like, science in general requires of you, and now I'm into, like, sound, and it's gonna be nuclear and quantum stuff later in the semester. So insane. Also started to get into, like, astronomy stuff. Vanished, like, hang on me. It's, like, I moved onto campus, dealing with some of the most chaotic relationship drama I've ever dealt with. I'm surrounded by teenagers. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. But I also get three free meals a day. I haven't talked like this in a presentation style in a while. This is probably going to be very messy. But that's fine. The important thing is we're here, we're doing another episode, and we're gonna have fun with it. Press the 100 Workshop fan set for Heavenly Havoc. Cool. Love to hear it. Surrounded by teens. You don't understand. Like, I'm a 30-year-old living, like, in the heart of campus. Everybody around me is, like, freshmen, kids who have gone through the entirety of high school with pretty good momentum, haven't really been kicked in the teeth yet. And it's just a bunch of frat boys and sorority girls, and they all look the same. It's the same, like, wavy haircut for the guys and the same, like, blonde... I don't understand it. How do you know you're 30 if you didn't stream 30 days? I had considered it, but it was kind of a choice between that and passing the spring semester. And I kind of had to choose the spring semester. Got through my first year of uni, honestly best year of my blood. Nice, nice. University can be good like that. It's a very... You feel ambitious. And that just feels good. You didn't, but I understand. Oh, no. Now you've... Hold on. Google Slides 30. I think it's this. Where is it? Where did I put it? I know it's in here somewhere. Is it a different account? 1 second. No. There you are. So I didn't have a plan, huh? Didn't have a plan to go through some variation of this. I just magically came up with 80 plus slides. Really tried to get into it, but it didn't work. Didn't have the time for the vision I wanted to do. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Okay. Let us begin. And I'm gonna break the pace now. I kind of realized that in doing the Heavenly Havoc moveset every single time, I've spent like 5 or 6 hours on this, And I'm pretty sure we could get through... I've gone through, like, to here, if I hadn't done that. I think I'm going to pause on that for now, because I want to get through the entire submission document so people can start submitting new ideas. So for now, we're going to continue with just brand new ones. Okay, so let's... Is there anybody here that wants their concept covered? I'll give, like, a minute for somebody to respond to that. If not... I know this is 3XHS's first Smash result. I'll probably do this one first if there's not somebody here that wants their thing covered. Get this open, because I'll definitely cover it at some point today anyway. Let's get this playlist up as well. She's gonna work. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. I think we'll just start with 3XHS's. So let's get this closed. Let's get this started. Oh, this looks fun. Okay. Alright. Does this look okay on... Oh gosh, I can't check it. Right. Still only have one monitor working. 3X... Nope. XHS. Get like about right there. Sure, that's close enough to the center. Alright. Ahem. Warning from IPSN. This document is better viewed on desktop with a page-based view layout. Interplanetary shipping North Star is not viable for a mildly worse experience caused by usage with incompatible hardware. For a mobile-friendly version, click here or select View Print Layout. I am already liking this. Powering on. Please wait. So my desktop and not window? Yeah, there's a couple of times that I've needed just other stuff. I think I'll get my second monitor up and... Probably not for a while. It's not the kind of thing I can afford to invest in. Like, in terms of, like, school expenses, I'm actually doing really well. I'm essentially paying a regular tuition for, like, full room and board. But that's still a full tuition. So, ask again in the future. Boat unit main computer. Main system active. No hull damage detected. Reactor nominal. Booster fuel 100%. Cooling. Systems active. Spike charges. Active. Rapid maneuver jets. Active. Supermassive mod. Active. Warning. Mod output at 220%. Weapon overclocked. Hardpoint reinforcement. Active. Type theory. I'm gonna skip over this. It's kind of just the same thing. All weapons are nominal. Interplanetary shipping North Star. Your friend in an unfriendly sea. Welcome, pilot. I have never heard of this. What the heck is IPSN Caliban? One of the mechs available to players in the tabletop RPG Lancer. Okay, released in the book Lancer the Long Rim. The frame is a close-range striker controller with emphasis around using knockback weapons, in particular CQB weapons, such as its integrated weapons. I have no idea what the context of this is, but I'm picturing like an Into the Breach tabletop RPG, and that sounds awesome. It tends to focus on using knockback to hit people in walls, triggering its slam rate. That's literally Into the Breach, actually. And using Pursuit Prey to keep its momentum going. Armor and repair cap let it easily ignore enemy fire and get into close range. So it's basically a big old meat shield that just gets up in your face and pushes you into stuff. Cool! Safe target means that enemies have difficulty ignoring its various effects and saves it causes. In addition, its trait Wrecking Ball lets it move even massive, heavy frames. This all comes at the cost of having the weak trait computer, which makes it vulnerable to certain effects. It's a barbarian. It's very vulnerable to hacking / psychic damage. Below average stat line, poor heat capacity, tech attacks, points, favorite Lancer players who simply cannot get enough CQB. I don't know what CQB is short for. Does anybody know? I like cool knockback mechanics. Cool knockback mechanics are indeed pretty cool. The mech was designed and built by one of the game's former manufacturers, Interplanetary Shipping North Star. This one is the mil-spec design, designed as a solution to an issue with interplanetary warfare. It's really damn expensive. In fact, overhead problem is essentially that any class of capital ships I love the world building here, is necessarily going to be immensely costly. The amount of manpower, resources, and money used to expense. Using a capital ship in warfare is inherently a monetary risk. Start using smaller ships with changes to scope of battle. Become a similarly expensive battle of attrition. Okay. Caliban was made to solve this problem. Being a mech, it's only a little bigger than a person. It's well armored, durable, and wields massive, deadly ordnance that few mechs of its size can match. Let loose into a small ship can wreak havoc, cleaning out its insides with impunity. That's fun. Trying to fix, like, the sci-fi idea of capital ships wouldn't want to engage with each other. Just send wrecking balls into the center of them. Fun. The most violent mechs and Lancer is designed to breach into a ship and kill drastically under-armored crew members. That is, in short, the sum of what it does. Okay. Unlike many IPSN frames, the Caliban has no roots in early attempts at self-defense by freighter crews and asteroid miners. It was not born from ingenuity. There is no legacy of resilience, heroism, or the frontier spirit to paper over the purpose of its birth. It has no civilian applications in aid, disaster relief, construction, or farming. It does not build, defend, or inspire. It was designed to solve a numbers problem on the ledger. It is a tool designed to kill humans. That was a total shift in the music. But do let me know if the music's too loud. The aggressiveness of this music feels like it's kind of going back and forth. It's a tool designed to kill human beings very, very quickly. Fun quote. Okay. Design goals. Close quarters specialist. Obviously, I think you can get that from what the description was. Close range fighter. Gets up in your face, does as much damage as possible, ignoring and running through damage to get its goal. Rushdown character, but it has many more implications. It's not a mobile rushdown. Interesting. Get some water. Got something stuck in my throat. Feels like a popcorn kernel. But an unsettled bully that is hard to stop and harder to escape. That said, trickier playstyles that stop its linear methods of approach can confound its capabilities. While perpetual momentum is more so the domain of another IPSN frame, exceptionally skilled at pursuing enemies, locking them down at close range and never letting them up. Yeah. I'm expecting like some kind of super armor thing here. This kind of fit with the... Wasn't expecting the robotic voice. And Smash will appear like something that can't be stopped no matter what. Yeah. Control of the Titanomachy. Those expect charges and Vanguard talent can make it hard for enemies near the Caliban to even move around. So a bit of Trapper playstyle. I can see that with the rushdown. Essentially saying like, no, you can't go there, so now you're stuck and I'm gonna come and punch you in the face. Despite relatively straightforward gameplay, it does have a lot of room for style. Cool. A machine built for death. Unclear a crew from the inside. 1/2 size, compared to the size of a human, it has a heavy mount, making it capable of mounting some of the monster's most damaging and deadly weapons. Access to multiple close-range heavy weapons via its license, such as the hammer you pull and the HHS 155 Cannibal, submit this role. It's not pretty, it's not subtle, it's a thing made for violence and death. I am excited to see how this is carried forward. Let's see, get in their vent systems, shoot my way through the entire central column, and take the bridge. Come on, this is nothing. I was promised something meaty. At least let me give a little more work to work with here. Alright, for the combination, rushdown and a sortie. Okay, using disarm and fast attacks from its ranged weapons to bully the enemy and force them to take risks in order to... Hold on a second. I want a better... Okay. Just better visual image of what this thing looks like. When there's options when you're in existence, movement is lacking, shines when it gets into range. Ground speed, terrible. Air speed, a little better, but not. Dash acceleration's great. Air acceleration is abysmal. Fall speed is fantastic. You know, I've heard about some Caliban pilots trying to get themselves to the fight faster with spike grenades. You don't do that, right? I have hardpoint reinforcements. If it gets me next to the enemy, then it works. Doesn't matter how I get there. That sounds like some kind of rocket jumping to me? Kind of like the, Snake C4? Neat. Caliban's mobility is pretty standard for a heavy character, generally slow. Fast initial dash, which is nice for repositioning. Falls very, very quickly. Makes it easy to juggle. Weight, high, duh. Size, oh, that's fun! I've always wanted a small, heavy character. Captain Toad's usually the one that comes to mind. Just think it'd be funny. Out of shield's abysmal, recovery safety is okay, range is great, jump height is terrible, only one mid-air jump. Is this a Tekken track? Is it? Astral Chain, of course it's Astral Chain, it's 3XHS. It was Daemon Ex Machina before. Where was I? There. It has neat properties and being small. Fun. Damage 7, pressure 8.5, combo potential 10. Kill power 8, edge guarding 8. So, strong offense across the board. So that's it. That's all you're gonna bring here to stop me? You could at least make this a bit of a challenge, because right now, all I see is fresh meat for the slaughter. I love the quotes. Gives us a lot of personality. The Caliban is an offense monster, having some of the best combos in the game at nightmarish pressure to its many relatively safe disjoints and very strong punishes, and a surprisingly solid edgeguarding game. Average damage from individual hits can take a while to kill, but due to exceptional combo potential, it's still far above average in both of those aspects. Hard to stop when it gets going. Neutral, kind of just average apart from attack speed. Focus is strong mid-range game. Good control of enemy space. If you whiff, you're in trouble. Okay. And this is just kind of going over the various things we have already talked about. Reasons to play. You want to rush down with stylish and unique combos. You like it when your opponents don't get to do things at all. You don't mind painful matchups against zoners. You enjoy your characters having a very relatively simple base moveset with a high skill floor due to some other more unique options. And you like playing a character that's approximately 50% shotgun by mass. That is a great elevator pitch. Pleasure to meet you. Apologies, but I have a very important meeting with your friend, that sniper over there. Do you mind if I take you for a ride? Alright, so what is this Pursue Prey? I'm gonna read the TTRPG thing first. When the Caliban in Netflix knockback is part of any action, it can move an equal number of spaces toward the same target by the most direct route possible. Is part of the same action ignores engagements. I'm assuming that's opportunity attacks in this system? Oh, provoke reactions. That's what it is. Cool. So you can punch somebody and just keep chasing after them. That's very fun. Pressing special during the animation of a non-throw melee attack after it connects, the Caliban will immediately boost towards the enemy. On hits, the Caliban's movement will automatically follow the opponent it hit, its movement speed depending on the knockback inflicted, essentially letting it follow the enemy and maintain its range after inflicting knockback. After a short amount of startup, Caliban can cancel this boost into any of its aerials, keeping a good portion of its momentum and enabling new combos. It can also jump cancel the boost, which does not take a mid-air jump or press special to cancel the boost into a unique attack with the Flare, whatever that is. Instead of blocking an opponent, it instead boosts directly forwards for the startup animation of Pursue Prey before stopping. For most attacks, this is massively unsafe, leaving you point blank and punishable, though with some high blocks and attacks, this can actually not be the worst thing. So it's essentially an option to really just chase your opponent after anything, which is insane, but I imagine if it whiffs, you just get smacked in the face. 3 different phases. Startup occurring immediately when the move is cancelled, lasting for a short duration. Only part that occurs on block. will also turn the Caliban around. Okay? Travel portion is the second segment. Homes in on the target's location. This sounds like, I don't know what it's called, but Dragon Ball FighterZ, like the whole chase thing. Somebody who knows Dragon Ball can tell me what that's called, but that's what this feels like here. First on knockback. Always landing it. I like that it is based on the knockback. That would feel really, really, really good. Just like hitting somebody very hard and just zooming across the screen to hit them again would be very cool. Excellent knockback. There are a few exceptions. Which attack hits multiple opponents. Will launch the target the furthest. Okay. Hard to mentally calculate. Certainly is a bit of a balance factor. Free for alls. Doesn't technically home in. It homes in where the opponent will be launched. Oh. Okay. Someone's hit out of it, able to jump out early. I wonder if that includes, like, super armor. If you hit somebody who super armors through it, what happens there? I wish 3XH just was... I'm genuinely curious about that. Be cancelled into arrows or jump cancelled. Will preserve most of the momentum. Fun. That would also feel very good. Cool down after the aerial ends. Jump cancels have two different options. Be slow into its regular airspeed. Neutral jumping will preserve the horizontal momentum for a long time. That just sounds fun. Also does not take a mid-air jump. Okay. Will quickly stop when it reaches an enemy. Once you get there, you can't jump cancel, but aerials can be done. Using a combo, the opponent's hit stun for normals cancels from... Okay, so if you keep using it, your opponent gets less and less hit stun. You can't truly infinite, so if you keep trying to chase Yeet Gritty with it, you might just get smacked in the face. Okay. Places Flare Smack. Okay, so this is a special attached to this. Just punches people. Knockback depends on how far you move. It's an animation. Damage generally mediocre. The latter stages... that sounds pretty cool. Just betting it all on black for... It's basically a Ganondorf punch from across the screen. But of course, you can also overextend. Slam. Paladin knocks the character into a wall. Forced to become damaged and impaired. I'm assuming that's like a stun effect. Small amount of damage from a short hit stock window. Oh! Oh, that's interesting. Specifically making it so that if you knock somebody into the stage, they actually take damage from that. Makes it so tech animations last a bit longer, leaving a bit more time before they're actionable. That's also very fun. So it literally just makes it so you can react to them better. Stage spike or jab lock. This increases pressure abilities by making people block. Cool. Dear gods, man, how many shotguns do you need? Trust me, Slagmeat, I know you wouldn't understand, but each one of these has its own role to play. You use the flare to push smaller mechs out of the way and shred them. The Dsas is for locking down areas, and when you need to pull out the big guns, that's when you take out the Cannibal. Shreds right through some fuck-ass Goliath or Bastion who thinks they can take you on. Caliban uses a number of weapons in its combat, so I think it's a good idea to show off the flexibility. I use this one to open up bottles. That's a fucking function. You can combine different weapons to create an entirely new build. Variety of options in its normals. Flare, mounted to the arm, frequently used tool, being used in a number of normals. The Hammer Urple. Grenade, shell explosive launcher. Used for new forms specials. Kinetic hammer, an actual hammer. Fun. Significantly oversized compared to what... It's a Monster Hunter hammer, hell yeah! And the Cannibal, huge mech scale double barrel shotgun. Replaces the Hammer Urple. It's also the one used in the art. Replaces most of the attacks while in Cannibals. So we got a stance change. So we got a Siege Cannon, back-mounted. Cool. We got a Tempest Blade, which is a Monster Hunter Electricity Greatsword. Love that. And an oversized Flamethrower. Gotta have an oversized Flamethrower. So we'll have to give these folks the Zhaoli welcome ceremony. First person to punch their optics gets 50 mana. Alright, first jab. Close hook using the arm. The flare is mounted on. Just a nice bop in the face. Jab 2. Fires the gun. So just a punch and then shot. Hitbox is slightly angled up. And this is a 2 jab situation. So you just punch someone and then you shoot them. Side tilt. Flare shot pattern 1 crush. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you have to target the cockpit? Yes. It's way easier than trying to do that Nexus disassembly thing you try to do. Finish them quickly, you stop them from fighting back. Obviously. Fire forward and fires directly ahead. Exceptionally strong, good range for a move with very fast startup, while being heavily disjointed. Comparable to sortie side tilts. Comparable to down tilt as well as great reward. Even if blocking, just go for another. It's not hard to punish if whiffed. Cool. So you can just punch, fire once, and you get just basically a longer range. It's just unload the weapon. Down tilt is a swipe with the hammer. It's punishing to the lower end leg. Used for combos without needing to pursue prey. It's a down tilt. Up tilts. Hey, Rubicon, the fuck was that? The fuck was what? I just shot them. You rebounded the shot off of one of the... Oh, please be a rebound shot. I love rebound shots. We're talking about 3XHS's mech moveset. It's an airburst shell. All you do is aim it just right and time the detonation. It's not that hard. 2-hit attack. You thrust the hammer up, and rapidly it detonates a shell as soon as it comes out of the barrel. Okay. So you're just smacking them with a grenade launcher and then instantly shooting them with the grenade launcher. And this is a Pursue Prey combo starter. Strong, normal, specialized one. Dash that, it's a shoulder check. Yeah, it's a shoulder check. Side smash, flare shot pattern 4. After all, this is the best you can muster. This pathetic attempt at an attack. So human, so weak. So we got, like, aliens in this? Or is this just... Are the mechs... Are we talking AI? God, I wish 3X... I'm so curious about the world building of this. Points the shotgun forward as a brief click as it reloads before firing a huge blast forward. I'm assuming this is like a cone? Wide hitbox? Yep. Counter poke is always disjointed. It's still very bad to whiff. Gosh, that sounds cool. Just pointing the gun forward, your opponent hears a click while they're rolling. They get a nice moment of, oh no. And then they just get blasted across the stage. And because of this whole Pursue Prey thing, it becomes a combo starter as well. Oh, and you can inkle it. Very fun. Down smash super massive swing. Why won't you just die? I think you killed the pilot around 6 swings ago. The rest of that was just their dead guns firing. Caliban pulls his hammer back, and modification on its side. I will say it's a bit confusing that you have both an actual hammer and a grenade launcher that's called a hammer. Like, obviously that's based on what you're adapting. And with side warnings it charges. Similar to, like, with down smash or Ike's up smash in reverse. Ooh, ooh. Oh, that's a fun animation. Just going onto the ground and then swinging up hard. Marin's charge for slamming down front. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. Utility 2 rather than pure damage. Up smash, clear the deck. Find an airburst shell in a slow diagonal arc. Detonates after a given amount of travel time when it impacts a floor, or when it hits an enemy. So it's Snake's up smash. Kind of. More of an angle. Uses a standard up smash as the first hit. Raise combos into the second hit. It's pretty slow. Best use is a setup. So you're basically locking down an option so you can just charge forward and ram them with a shoulder check. Also, Pursue Prey does not trigger off of a projectile. It's good to know. Neutral air, combine arms, hits once on each side. Ooh, fun. Take the shotgun in one hand, the Urpal in the other, and just fire both of them at the same time. That's neat. Oh, and that, like, changes based off of, like... Back hits a useful spacing duel while the front hit is nice for covering approaches. That's interesting. I like that. I like that. I can't think of a neutral air in Smash that's like that, where the separate sides of your attack have vastly different properties. Forward air, breach complete. We're in. Upsilon, Raycaller, Beholder, give me some fire support. Sunset and I will go and take out their hangar bay. Cannibal pulls out its Urpal, aiming the flare forward and firing. Almost entirely horizontal, very low landing lag. Staple of the Caliban's combos being a useful extender, less some nuance in how and where it can be used due to its thin size. Okay, so it's a gunshot forward, kind of Simon forward air-esque. Back air, backswing, crush. Moving in pairs, it's like you're fucking asking me to cave in your chases. Well, Electo, turn on the supermassive. Looks like we're gonna have to break some shit. Cannibal ends up forcing the kinetic hammer and an arc behind it, similar to something like Martha Lucina's back air. Doesn't turn around after usage. Huge damage, excellent knockback, wider hitbox. I'll use it as jump neutral combos. Yeah, it's just a big old smack with a hammer. I love big old smacks with a hammer. Down air, another shot with the shotgun, target down. I'm starting to wonder what Harrison's been putting in these things. Seems like they've been slacking on armor in the solid core for these new Shermans. Aims the flare downwards, fires a blast directly below it, a brutal spike, and one of the best combo finishers. Violently powerful edgeguard tool. Hitbox is thin, but it's also longer. Making it like a melee version. I was about to say Mega Man's Downer. Yeah. Not as useful, it's a very strong option. Cool. This sounds very Persona, like a Persona boss thing, but it's Daemon X Machina. Daemon X Machina's got good... Yeah, I just realized, I'm really appreciating this, we rarely get, like, heavy sci-fi concepts in Peasant's perspective. Like, I've never realized that before. But because of, like, the Nintendo skew of most of this, you get a lot more upbeat tracks and fantasy stuff. It's not a bad thing. I appreciate the diversity. Return in the sky. This is a grenade launcher. Explosive blast above it. And the other juggles, catching recoveries, certain combos to adjust. Large disjoint. So kinda a longer range Zelda up air. All right. Grab is grab. Dash grab, sort of the boost of its thrusters, grabbing the enemy with one hand. Get over here! That sounds cool. Just firing off on all cylinders. I'd love for that to be one of the longest range dash grabs, because that would feel very, very good. Pivot grab is a pivot grab. Pistol whip with a pommel. Forward throw. Recording recovered from a wrecked pirate cruiser identified as registered vessel Albedo Delta 002. We're reading incoming hostiles. All units prepare to intercept. Understood, command. We see just one? It looks like it's just a heart suit. Wait, no. That thing is... Get down! Where is it? I can't pin it down. Both arms destroyed. I can't... This kind of just feels like a Doom guy mech. And that's just neat. So the forward throw is a point-blank grenade launcher to the face. Launching them with... Oh, and the shell sticks and then it explodes afterwards? That's cool. 3XHS is here! Yes! Immediate question. How does Pursue Prey work with super armor? I am very curious. Also, this is fun. Thank you for getting some heavy sci-fi music into this. We don't get that very often. Back throw, shatter skull. Picks the opponent up over its head and slams him down into the ground. Oh, yes. Some heavy throws. I love heavy throws. I wish Ridley had these. Just pick the opponent over its head and bop. Up throw, break armor, toss the opponent up before hitting them with 2 rapid shotgun blasts. Cool. No knockback's the same as a... Okay, good to know, good to know. Down throw, only a mop after this one. That's an amazing name. None leave the slaughterhouse alive. Throws the enemy into the ground directly beneath it, rams the barrel into them, and then fires. Oh, that's good. Sends the enemy below. Good combo throw. At low percent. Becomes useful as a high percent for edge guards. Cool. Specials. Handshake etiquette. I'll be honest, I'm kinda disappointed. I was hoping to chat with them more. If you want to do that next time, Lars, maybe don't split the enemy Gorgon in half with a single Andromeda shot. In truth, Beholder, it's not like it's my fault they didn't have any anti-energy defense systems. I mean, I guess so, but it's also not their fault you decided to shoot them. They were the ones who tried to move while in range of the flare. Yeah, the main battle line. Shoulder to shoulder, the rest of your cannon fodder, and the rush at the head of the attack. Your livery, bright, clean, and bright with glory to be won. This is very Space Marine coded. +1 armor? I'm gonna guess armor. CQB. Also, what does CQB stand for? Attack within 3 range? This is Metal Facer from Daemon X Machina, Spud. I'm assuming this is Daemon. Is it like a... Yeah. Just seeing if it was the sequel. Your sensors ammo to punch through discard. You have line of sight. You ignore cover. Of course you ignore cover with something like this. Attack with Overwatch using weapons when hostile character enter, leave, or exit, no matter where they started the movement there. Cool. Caliban assumes a stance, pointing the flare in front of them as a cone appears. The outline linger for a bit. The cone itself is a fair bit longer than the Caliban's range for side tilt and side smash. Enemy in the... Oh, it's a lock. Yeah, I love that. A weird counter. Any enemy in the zone that dashes, it jumps. You have to stay still? Oh no, you can walk. That's... Ooh! Oh, that's interesting. You have to cause the enemy to... It's red light, green light. But in like a Smash moveset context. That's really cool. I love that. This only happens if the stance startup, which can take a bit. No, there's a delay. I said it a split second before you. Cal can hold the button to keep the stance up. Otherwise, when it drops the stance, it has a pretty large amount of end lag. That's literally red light, green light. You say freeze, and if they freeze, you're in trouble. If they don't, they get shot in the face. Options starting first. Keep in mind there are a number of ways to beat it. Walking will not trigger. So if somebody reads it, they just slowly walk towards you, and you have like a full 2 seconds to think, ah, shit, before they punish you. Rolling your air touch will trigger the shot and dodge it. Oh, okay. And if you're close, you can also just hit it. Very useful tool. Can punish the approaches of opponents too ignorant to not move and stop certain... Oh, that's interesting. So certain movement specials, like Jigglypuff's rollouts, most of Captain Falcon's, just instantly counters them. It's also most important... Oh, man. You're right. You're right. Share link. Copy. There we go. That's a long time to forget. Whoops. It's okay. It's okay. Immediately resets. It has to. Trying to jump will immediately overwatch shots. Using directional arrows. Oh, that's a really mean thing if you're trying to get back to the stage. That's why the edge guarding is so strong. I think it's a psychological tool. Playing with Lilu's to handshake etiquette. Cool, cool. Side special, spike charges. Charges set, siege cannon locked. Just give me the word elegant and I'll launch the op-4 to high heaven and back. Spike charge forward, it makes contact, it will attach to them, dealing a small amount of damage and remaining there. If shielded, it will fall to the ground. You can side special. Alright, similar between the C4 and a standard projectile. Be more obvious, and less useful as a trap, but also can be thrown from range. Cool. Choose the knockback direction on detonation. That feels like it would lead to a lot of broken setups. That would lead to a lot of broken setups. In this case, Spike will launch directly towards the mech. Ooh. That's interesting. Okay. So it's almost like a roadhog hook, where scorpions get over here, but as like an underwater mine that you throw at people. Love that. Actually, objects have smaller hitboxes, making not as useful to trap opponents. If a character has a charge, they can disarm it by holding shield for a bit. Do poor shield damage. Their detonation can be safely blocked. Okay. That's interesting, because that's another thing that kind of forces the opponent to stay still, to be able to deal with whatever this thing's throwing at them. This is such an interesting way of doing a rushdown character. Because it's not that it's, like, oppressively fast. You just can't move against it. That's so cool. Keep moving and they can't hit you. It's a simple strategy, sure, but given how trigger-happy these calm forces are, it's incredibly effective. The Caliban boosts in a direction chosen by the user after a short force direction? Blah. A shot cone forming around it alongside the faintest visual of an energy shield. Basically the same as Pit and Arsene's recovery. It is shorter, it actually has super armor, and is actionable afterwards. That is terrifying. Cool. And the down special is the Cannibal. This is the stance thingamabobber. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't hit you from several angles, it just says no to half of them. So is the hammer Urpel. Tana was Arcboot's most iconic weapon. The heavy howitzer, thing that was above in its artwork. The shotgun that's almost as big as it is. A new set of normals and changes some specials. Very short duration. Can be used during pursuit prey and will not interrupt it. Cool. Okay. Only has 2 shots. When out, attacks that you use will be replaced by an empty click, signifying that you're out of ammo. Interesting. So that's something you have to really carefully keep track of, otherwise you go for the mad punish, there's just a click, and then you're dead. Ooh. What's this from? Another Astral Strength. Sure. Cool. Cannibal shots, new normal. There's different angles of cannibal shots. Simplifies things. I appreciate this. There's a lot of stuff going on with this moveset. Deals massive damage in a fairly wide cone. Almost comparable to the Smash, but with far faster startup. And then just every single... That's a great way of having a stance change, but not overcomplicating the rest of the crazy stuff that's going on here. Zero being directly right, 90 degrees. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to do, like, trigonometry. So a lot of coverage directly in front of you, a few options below, and one directly behind you. So if somebody's coming at you from behind in the air, forward air, neutral air. So, like, there's blind spots to this. But depending on where you are, there's some pretty good coverage. CQB's... Oh, close quarters back. Okay, that makes sense. Down air and down smash should be pointed out as the Caliban's strongest spikes. Cool. Side smash is both barrels. The sick kids say goodnight. Grips the shotgun with both hands, but we're firing both barrels forward simultaneously. Slow startup, but strongest moves short of final smash. Doesn't have 2 shots remaining. The attack's damage and knockback will be pulled back to the single-barreled version. Both barrels can be used when neutral special allows it to be used in the air. Because of this, Caliban can pursue prey, jump cancel both barrels to try and end stocks early. Air version is a significantly thinner hitbox. Almost sounds like a mid-air dark pit final smash. Very cool, very cool. Alright, so strong it knocks the Caliban back in the opposite direction. So a bit of a funky last chance recovery option, but one of them still works. Down special, swish? Swish back to the hammer! Which is a stance change. If you hold it, you'll reload. Check the shells before reloading 2 shots. Oh, so it doesn't recover naturally. You have to reload it. See, I may have cropped the Cannibal's description. The Cannibal's reload is in fact an attack. As a force of the reload flings the used shell isn't smaller. Interesting. It's such a violent reload. Has extremely strong knockback growth. I love the mental image of that. Like, you just put the shotgun down, you like almost kick it, and the shells just go flying, and it just smacks Peach in the face, and you win the game. Side special now hurls spike grenades with its flare arm, less range than its base stance. Forward there is now a single hit that is pretty much identical to a regular Cannibal shot. As a potentially bad mechanic, to give it a bit more reference, I've considered replacing some of the stance normals with other weapons. These attacks do not use up any of the Cannibal's ammo, instead of just being unique animations that mirror their original versions. We've got a plasma thrower, releasing a gout of flame. Potential plasma thrower. Mass amount of active frames. I mean, it's a flamethrower. Very slow, but very powerful tool for stage control, as long as the enemy doesn't dodge. Up smash is a siege cannon. I love siege cannons. And bingo. You really need to snap your fingers every time the siege cannon shell lands? I mean, obviously you do. Massive siege cannon aims and fires directly forward, causing an explosion at whatever it hits first. If charged, it will instead aim up in a ballistic trajectory, causing a large explosion on the stage nearby after a medium delay. The charged version is a strong tool for sniping people and an immensely powerful damage option. Charged version is generally too slow to be practical. And this is... Oh, I thought it was the up special for a second. I was very confused. It's the up smash. Cool, cool, cool. Down smash is the Tempest Charged Blade. Just a big ol' hit with a really cool sword. Also massive shield damage. Miscellaneous. I lost a syllable somewhere in there. Equip Auto Choke. Experimental mechanic that might slightly break game balance. Each mech has an ability known as its core power. Overpowered super moves. Be an obvious choice for a final smash. And yeah, probably. Fun to integrate it as a core part of the gameplay. Really makes sense. Can activate by pressing shield attack special. Whatever bonus their core gives them, each mech can use their core power. Applies a muzzle choke to the flare, dramatically increasing its accuracy and defining its shot spread. Wider hitboxes, more damage, and do more knockback. Further improves neutral, makes the combo game even more devastating. The install itself has a super flash zoom in, making it both clear to the opponent that they're using it. Also make it easy to use in neutral. Cool. Okay. New question, 3X. For something like this, is there like a cooldown period? Is it something you can just... Oh, once per stock. I can't read. Okay, I think that's fair then. Because that's something that's... You can just avoid for 15 seconds. And then your opponent no longer has this super powerful ability. This is a bit of a weird vibe shift. Although we might just be getting somewhere. Up taunt, let's go out for a moment before it reboots. A flash of light coming from the visor. As it does, a robotic voice says, engaging that'd be a great taunt before you absolutely destroy somebody. Like, imagine an Evo tournament where somebody does that and just pulls off the sickest combo you've ever seen. Down taunt. What, you think this thing's a Sherman? I never understood why you decided to put an Andromeda on this thing. Won't the power requirements stress your reactor? Only if I'm not careful. It just means I have to be judicious with when I use it. Who uses judicious in a sentence? Alright. Ejects a spent shell and stabilizes. A thin cloud of steam forming around it as it cools down its main reactor. It can be held to perform a Cannibal reload as a part of it. Cool. Idle taunt. Looks forward before giving its opponents a thumbs down. Why do we have... Is there a thumbs down taunt anywhere in Smash Brothers? If not, what's wrong with Smash Brothers? Idle spins rotary magazine or adjusting the supermassive mod. Movement, walk is slow and potting, while its run has it boosting forward and it's getting on its feet. Similar to Bowser's early run animations, but like something that fits. Its jump is a booster-assisted leap, with its mid-air jump being similar. Rolls and dodges, not proper rolls, instead being quick boosts in a direction. Cool. Spot dodges have it step into the background. Victory animations. One has his pilot dismount, stretching briefly. I think it'd be nice if there would be multiple possible pilots. After all, this character isn't necessarily representing a particular pilot, just the mech of the Caliban. They don't use taunt lock. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Second is much simpler. The Caliban lands on the screen, skidding to a stop before ejecting the shells from its Cannibal on the splash screen. Afterwards, it properly reloads the Cannibal, striking a pose. Last victory animation focuses on the Urpal, rotary magazine spinning, locking into place, and firing. Cool. Final smash. Burning core energy, equipping auto choke. Let's line them up. Equips the flare with an auto choke before dashing forwards, ramming into it anyone it meets. Characters caught by this will be trapped in a final smash akin to Kirby or Lynx, where the Caliban uses every weapon at its disposal to drag the opponent forward in a storm of violence, ending with a simultaneous shot from the flare and the Cannibal. That's cool. So just one shot with the grenade launcher here, you smack them back down with the hammer, you pull out the sword, slash them up, and then you just dual-wield shotguns. Send them flying. Other characters might happen to get caught in the barrage, but targets against who the first hit lands are stuck. If equipped auto choke gimmicks included as a core power, this would be renamed to the Yamanova problem? It doesn't have the Caliban equip the auto choke. It's basically the only change. Aesthetics, special attention given to its boosters, and has the weight and the impacts. This thing should feel heavy. Yeah, give it the old Bowser thing where the stage slightly shakes whenever it lands. Does it still have that? I have no idea. While the bandit have the intent to destroy them. It should look both cool and terrifying. Sound, it makes sense to talk. It's got a person in it. I want people confusing the Caliban for a robot. At the same time, the Caliban is much more terrifying if it doesn't speak. I would agree with that. Some mechanical creaking of its frame, the slow, heavy echoes of its steps, and the occasional text-to-speech. My voice makes it easier for it to represent the Caliban as a mech rather... Yeah, I feel like from the moveset that I've seen here, this feels very much a showcase of a very dangerous mech rather than a pilot. You can imagine their own natural pilot inside the Caliban. Without a voice, it's harder to do that. Okay. If you're wondering about this song, it's one of the used in one of the most important scenes for a current Lancer. Oh, okay, okay. Very cool. I'd be curious what that scene is if you're down to describe it. Okay, alternate colors. What's give between on what game put in the game. Go fun. Okay. So based off of... I love the mech designs of this. It's a very interesting... Tonal whiplash! It's a very interesting mix of very thin and very heavy pieces. Like the shoulder and like the chest are massive here, but the arms are tiny. It's cool. This is some of the sickest Monster Hunter armor I've ever seen. Oh, yo! Oh my gosh! These are awesome! Oh, and those are 4 arms. That's just General Grievous with, like, sickles. Now it says, general game plan is quite simple. Get the enemy in range of your guns, pressure their shields, punish their attempts to counterattack, or escape with immense damage. Good spacing. Read the opponents. Learn how to catch an escape attempt. I think I'm just gonna breeze over neutral offense, stuff like that. I think the kit itself has given a very good vision of how this sort of stuff would work. Offense, defense. Defense is rather bare bones, yes. If you mess up anywhere in this, you're in trouble. Combos. Oh, simple. Somebody accidentally killed a civilian that caused... Oh, damn. Yeah, no, the piano works there. Please read combo theory. Okay. How's up pursuit prey? It's pretty consistent, useful. Its primary starters are down throw, up throw, dash attack, and down tilt. You can reliably combo these into its aerials, such as back air, forward air, and up air. Lower percents can also combo these throws into smash attacks. Mostly up angled side smash for when you'll actually use. Just slam them into the ground and just blast them. Also combo off the front hit of Nair if you hit it on the outer hitbox at lower percents. Allowing combos like down throw, neutral air, forward air. Later, these combos are essential at low percents and as starters for larger combos. Basics of Pursue Prey are in fact rather simple. High back move, hit cancel into Pursue Prey. Start from side smash, you can do forward smash, Pursue Prey, and press special during that Pursue Prey to go into a flare smack. Then you get a bit more damage off your side smash. It's already pretty good. This flare smack kind of reminds me of like, oh, what's... Vi, which I never play Vi. Is it her Q, W, E, or R? But like the thing that locks onto people. That's the visual image I have with this. So pretty good. However, there's more you can do than just that. You can also cancel it into more normals. Do something like forward smash, pursue prey into the forward air. Might not seem that much different compared to the former combo. Yeah, it said there is a difference. Forward air is a normal hit that hit the enemy and inflicted knockback. As such, you can then cancel that into a pursue prey again, so you can basically just extend the combo. Forward smash, pursue, forward air, flare smack. You can also try to go in for multiple forward airs in a combo, however that tends to be rather specific, as giving forward airs knockback angle and thin hitbox is easy for enemies to fall out. This is giving me like... Gosh, I talk about this so much, but I never remember the name of it. It's the whole Dissidia combo chain thing. Feels like a similar rhythm to that. Get a combo such as forward smash, pursue prey, forward air, to flare smack. Very cool. Beyond a fair loop, above combo rather easy is inconsistent. That means optimal. Pursue prey hit stun scaling means that just going for repeated fair spam becomes rather ineffective. As such, it's best for the Caliban to use a number of its normals and combos, as well as other tactics to mitigate factors such as hit stun scaling. All of the aerials have some sort of use in its combos, some less obvious than others. Forward air, obvious from before. Best when the enemy is slightly elevated. Long hitbox makes it quite useful, as an early cancel will still hit. No means foolproof, the hitbox is thin, you cancel at the wrong time, it's very easy for the attack to whiff, and then you just get smacked. Inconsistent stable. Neutral air is a more consistent option, however it does come with its own drawbacks. Lower range, makes it harder to hit. Air has significantly less reward, both damage and knockback, so there's less chances to actually pursue off of it. Much less consistent. Unless they're more enemy diagonally below. There's up air, which is mostly an option against enemies that are above the range. Useful but not particularly rewarding due to its knockback angle. Down air is interesting, as it's easiest, though admittedly not its most prominent. It uses essentially to hit multiple down airs in a row. Spiking. Oh! Oh, that's a cool mental image. Like early percents, you just spike them down the ground a little bit, but then you pursue and just spike them again and again. That would feel good. And while backer seems like it only have use as a starter, it is in fact a combo tool that will be discussed later. It's best to talk about the things the Caliban can use to its advantage to avoid scaling. Most obvious is to use other attacks. It will reduce the hit stun scaling. Using tool... Oh, yeah, interesting. Detonating spike charges, hitting enemies into the projectile of up smash, outside hit nair at low percentages, or a simple stage spike can combo into other areas, other attacks without requiring pursue prey. It does have the issue where main tools are situational, requiring specific percent ranges, or both. Main tool to reduce scaling is with jump cancels. Jump canceling before your attack will reduce the amount of hit stun scaling gained from an attack. This still requires some nuance. Tools like Forda have a very real chance to miss. That said, jump cancel at the right time can both regulate the combo game and open up new opportunities in addition to reducing hit stun scaling. There's more in high distance control, but generally speaking, you can buffer the attack out of double jump. Okay. Ending the combo, Flare Smack. You just punch him in the face. Still has to go through. Has weaknesses. So has to go through the full pursue prey travel time. High levels, it can whiff pretty easily. Difficult to use under these circumstances. More relevant is the situation that leaves the Caliban afterwards. You gotta recover on its own, using its double jump and the up special. While this can be enough in certain situations, you won't be able to recover afterwards. Another situation you might want to end with a normal, down air or forward air, with back air being situational appearances after certain stage spikes. See ya, Kano. Thanks for stopping by. It's because only one can cancel normal into pursue prey, which can then be jump cancelled for a more effective recovery. Oh, that's interesting. If you get somebody you're trying to edgeguard you, you can pursue prey back to the stage as a recovery. So that's hard to execute, and your opponent obviously don't want to choke on the last hit of a combo. If you whiff in a situation where you're relying on this, then you're almost certainly dead. And it can also be less likely to kill than a stage 3 or 4. Though this is admittedly not as much of an issue. Except for normal enders, and that one can use downer to spike the enemy, which can be useful for innate stocks. Yeah, it makes sense. You hit somebody off the stage, you pursue after them, and then you immediately spike them. Okay. What is... Oh, forward jump cancel, back jump cancel, and neutral. Normal jump cancel. Okay. What do you do out of a jump cancel? Main point, outside of helping to hit stun, is to manage the vertical distance between you. What range you want to be, jumping into the optimal range. This is good, but there's not much to say about it. It's more interesting, using it to determine what hitbox an attack an enemy is hit by, as well as the vertical position compared... Yeah, this does have a lot of nuance, because there's a lot of explosions at work, which means you got like a whole... almost 360 range of knockback angles, depending on what attack you're using. It's interesting. It's fun to think about. Necessary to keep in mind, if the Caliban is further than the opponents vertically, the angle of movement during pursue prey, and yeah, it changes completely where you go if you chase after them. Change. Generally speaking, the optimal angle the Caliban wants to be pursuing is around 15 degrees. You have to do trigonometry to play this character correctly. Horizontal, meaning a huge effective range where the Caliban can hit enemies with fair, also being slightly vertically higher, especially if they DI down. Oh yeah, they need to factor DI into this whole thing, because it only goes where they're supposed to be launched. Its opponent more. For example, the player wants to land the sour spot or wants to route into up air for a pursue, pray, cancel, forward jump, cancel, bear follow-up. In this case, an early jump cancel into fast fall can assist in that. While there's a lot of ways this can be used, much of it is primarily important for adjusting future pursue prey angles. Okay. Forward, useful for spacing specific combos, usually into back air. Makes it jumping forward is useful to move forward. That's not exactly true. These overwrite the current aerial momentum rather than adding to it. If you jump forward, it's the same as a double jump anywhere else. The thing is that Pursue Prey is usually moving faster than the Caliban's airspeed. So by using the forward jump cancel, while Caliban is in Pursue Prey horizontally, you'll be moving towards the opponent slower than you would, essentially backing you up compared to the enemy. Interesting. I think I can see the vision. You're actively messing with your momentum to make your attacks come in a way that your opponent wouldn't be expecting it, and in a way you normally can't. This following, in that case, provides more horizontal momentum, and in these cases, Pursue Prey is primarily traveling vertically. Interesting. Alright. Also, a good way of catching DI upwards. Back jump is the more situational, since it creates the most space between them. Setups will be used in given the insane combo potential. I don't think I'm good enough at theorizing to guess they're different. I wish I could add something to that conversation, but jump cancels in general are way outside of my... I haven't actually played Smash Bros. In a very, very long time. I think it's been years. Using Caliban's insane combo potential. I actually know exactly when it would have been. It would have been Pier's 30 for 30 stream. So months. February. That's most generally what the Caliban can use to recover from a combo that ends in a normal. Combos that go deep off stage. Okay. So the good parts, the neutral one, most interesting and complex tool. Preserves the horizontal momentum. Use it to exceptionally effectively. Done right, reaches target faster. Interesting. You can overshoot this pretty easily, but you can mess with the timing the opponent would expect and prevent them from That's really good if the, like you've done multiple of these in a row and the hit stun is no longer keeping the opponent stunned. So like you catch them when they're trying to jump out of the way. That'd be really cool. So momentum like a jump, such as tapping down to fall faster or holding down back to down. If he's near the center of its arc, this will send it flying. Sometimes even so far that bypasses the enemy altogether. And that's when you can just smack back with a hammer back air. This generally has trouble comboing into. Make for incredible combo enders and mid-combo moves, because you've now completely messed up the trajectory and you can get away with something like that. Anything else on the table? You can bear loop someone or spike them out of a fair loop, or even land stupid things like launching them off stage only to hit them back on stage and spike them into a ground to set up a jab lock. Fun mental image. But it is extremely precise. It is just hard to do. Cannibal doesn't actually have a lot of use. This thing is a combo machine. Cannibal normals cover a number of attack angles and provide a number of knockback angles. Knockback angle of up air are difficult to come by. Wider hitbox than fair, bear, or dare, making it generally easier to combo into, but you only have 2 shots. Makes it very simple to discuss. You attack, you charge after them, hit down special, and now you've just... you got a big old shotgun to smack them right in the face with. Be sure to put away the Cannibal afterwards, or else you're going to mess up your combo and cry because you ran out of ammo. to use out of Pursuit Prey. Prepare to if you want to use the Cannibal, but not in Pursuit Prey. That is where buffered Cannibal comes in. The idea is, it's a very low total duration. One can buffer the move after the grounded starter, then link into the follow-up. The catch is the switches. Many of these combos can be pretty difficult links. You can't buffer the move after the switch, which means that the follow-up is manually timed. Why is this so complicated? So the previous 7 entries have been giving forms of discussion of how we can use the various tools to combo an opponent into oblivion. This one is not that, so it's me giving a bit more discussion as to why I made it this detailed in the first place. What possessed me to make this so complicated? The answer is simpler than you think. Hype. I want the Caliban to be cool. Not just to the person playing it, but to the person watching. They should be sitting there thinking, I hate getting hit by this thing, but that was a sick combo, as it throws them off the stage. The thing is, how does one do that? How does one channel the unknowable force of being hype? It's a difficult thing to do, but I do know one thing that makes a combo not interesting: when the outcome is certain. When a combo is easy enough that you're not concerned about the outcome. It's basically a routine, and when his routine can very quickly slip into being boring. That's not all of it, obviously. Things like visuals, sound effects, the impact, and the structure of the combo matter. But it does matter. Genuinely, I want you to look for an example of someone getting excited at the prospect of a Luigi 0 to death and higher level tournament play for ultimates. This is a combo that, by all accounts, feels like it should be interesting. Because it's done so often, the outcome is so well known, people rarely get excited. I don't want the Caliban to have an equivalent of that. If something like a fair loop was easy, consistent, and could be done out of basically every hit, it wouldn't be interesting. It would be the most optimal option every time, because dragging the opponent off the side of the stage with the same move repeatedly is more effective than doing something cool. By adding limitations, we breed creativity. We force players to think outside the box and do cool things with the tools they've been given. So yeah, wanted to discuss that so the 6 odd pages of combo theory I wrote are actually justified. I love this sort of thought process. Just why are you trying to design something the way you're trying to design it? Against zoners at the easiest time, just don't let it get close. All you have to worry about is the spike charges and you're just safe. Short range rushdown characters are a little more vulnerable since it can outrange them and shut them down. Here you just need to make it whiff. You have to punish it. Not really what a rushdown wants to do. Swordies get the short end. They have to try and play its neutral gain at the cost of gains exploded on hits. That said, they also specialize in the mid-range, so they're kind of just trading back and forth. And lastly, this goes for all characters, you gotta learn how to DI against this thing. Design concerns. Pursuit Prey breaks combo rules. In all versions of its design, yes, it does do that. Most characters cannot combo off of high knockback attacks, and that fundamentally messes with how this thing plays. But it does give it a great identity. Like, it probably is a problem, but it's something I wouldn't want changed. Like, change up how it works, maybe, but this is a very cool design direction. Lack of clear weaknesses. Its most obvious ones are that its defense against pressure is poor, it's unsafe on whiff, its combos are hard. However, it feels like a lot of these are surmountable issues. A good player will know how to space their normals, will be avoiding whiffs. Wonder if the Caliban needs more weaknesses in addition to those? Maybe. Weaker recovery, maybe. I don't know. Handshake etiquette design difficulties. Brought to my attention that handshake etiquette is a very annoying special, especially for neutral, as it kind of just shuts down important options. But it's so fun, though. It used to be a sphere instead of a frontal cone? That's terrifying. Well, it's being easy to punish if your opponent looks out for it. I do have to worry about that the move might not be that useful in its current state. It was always intended more as an option. I mean, a move doesn't need to be useful in every situation to be worth having. I think it's a cool enough concept that the identity alone would be fun. Jump cancel should reduce hits and scaling. They already have a lot of built-in benefits, and this might just be unnecessary icing on the cake. At the same time, it encourages players to learn it, so I don't know. Should slam be real? It's cool, yes, it absolutely should be real. That was one of my favorite things from this concept. Functionality on non-competitive stages. This is about space to do pursue prey. This is the Caliban will likely suffer. That one's inaccurate to the lore and gameplay of the Caliban, and also a design problem. This concept is long? Yes, some of them are. I think we're closer to the end. Like, literally, conclusion is directly below this. Slime picks is best in Slime will trigger. Yeah, if you're on something like Palutena's Temple or like the Hyrule Temple Deathmatch, you're gonna be racking up like 50% from just smacking people into the stage alone. Maybe do something with successive slams if you want more here, because that's rarely going to happen on like a competitive stage. But in these more chaotic environments, or maybe make the slams also do area damage around them. That would only come up in matches with more than 2 players. I don't know. Conclusion. So this is the first Smash moveset I've ever made, period. Thank you for reading it. I've tried to give it a bit more flair in its presentation than I usually do in my documents. Of course, with this being my first Smash moveset, any feedback would be highly appreciated, in particular with respect to the design goals mentioned above. This whole thing has been a bit of a mad idea starter from one thing I saw, so I'm hoping it turns out well. Also, for anyone interested in future submissions, I do have some ideas planned for later submissions. You may remember, a year and a half ago, I announced that I had a submission plan for Xenoblade Chronicles X. This was at the time pretty good plan in my ideas. Then something may have thrown a bit of a wrench in my plans. Definitive Edition. So that's probably going to get scrapped for the best possible reason. I want to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles X for ages. Spare the ramble. But there's a couple other ideas. Now, time for the secret twist. You should play Lancer. It's one of the coolest TTRPGs I've ever played. It's immensely stylish and has some of the most interesting mechanical identity of any game, period. A couple other cool things. I'm going to skim these quickly, because this has been going on for a while. Every mech has its own unique identity. You got the Raleigh, 6-shooting cowboy, who then reloads all 6 guns. And uses that roll to shoot another gun at you. I read that as shooting, like, you're using the... It's not a bullet, you're just shooting an actual gun at somebody, which I'm pretty sure isn't what it meant, but that would be hilarious. I think we got to the end of the playlist. Let's just replace this one. I think we're almost done. Tortuga, if you move within 3 range of me, that's not allowed. Death's Head. Do 5-headed massive combo craziness. White Witch, taking damage is for losers. Turn taking damage into taking less damage. Exactly. Behold my gun. Hydra, what if the entire battlefield was covered in approximately 300 trillion Jones? Manticore, you sure you want to hit me? I might blow up. That's hilarious. Landmines. I must take more actions. If I take 12 billion quick actions, I can see the face of God in terror. Oh, that's... I love the mental image of that. You're just rolling the dice again and again and again for more actions, but you might explode. One of the most interesting systems for building characters. Very flexible. You can build like your own. Like, yeah, it's a mech TTRPG. I assume that you can really heavily customize that. Interesting world. I said that before. I was really enjoying the world building. GMs get cool stuff too. Enemy creation is deep and designed around player strength. Players can get away with all sorts of goofy stuff. Enemies are strong enough to contest. Also has its own D&D Beyond website, so it's pretty accessible. Special thanks. Thanks to my players, including but not limited to Hypo New Mangle and the Smell of Rain. The Smell of Rain. I see. Include some other characters for flavor text. Y'all are some of the best players of GN Forum. Oh, these were actual players in your get. That's great. And we're done. That was a very fun moveset. I love the idea of a small, heavy character that is a rush down, not because they're fast, not because they're like a fox with just these super amazing groundwork tools. It just kind of limits everything you can do, and then it runs straight at you and punches you in the face. Or blows you up, or all of the above. It's a very fun combination. Yeah, I don't have much more to say than that. I just really, really enjoyed that. Well done, 3XHS. Your first Smash moveset was a smash hit. Let's get you up here. Highlight you up. Okay. Next up, let's get something that's not moveset based. Let's do this one. I remember the first time this came around. This was absolutely cute.
Don't just take classes.
Shut up, Purdue. Nobody likes you. Oh, is this the only song we got here? Oh, hold on. This might be, we've got multiple songs here. This is gonna be a bit messy. Give me a second to get this set up properly. Shut up! I have higher standards than Purdue. Ad blocker should be working, but it is not. Now we got a sauna going. Ugh. Ads were the worst thing to happen to the internet. Alright, sorry. I'm just trying to get this set up so we can bounce between multiple songs. And I think it's only these two, actually. Sounds like someone doesn't want to... Bro, if you saw my classes and, like, the extracurriculars I'm doing, it's because I'm doing more than what Purdue could offer me. Alright, let's go. Oh, this is gonna be hard to swap between songs. How long is this? It's only 20. I'm going to swap over to the Rayman song, because it's longer. And then hopefully it won't loop too many times. If it gets annoying, we'll swap to the other one. And I'm going to both remember to share the link and change the title. Wait, who actually made this one? Fantastic Tendo and Gulopith. Hang on, this might take me a few back and forths. Fantastic Tendo and Gulopithecus. Gulopithecus. That barely fits on the screen. Perfect. Let's begin. Magical Witch Ashley. This is something that's appeared before on Peasant's Perspective. I think it was like 3 episodes ago. Like, not in terms of like what we've been doing with this submission document, like 3 submission documents ago. There's a link to part 1 in the actual slideshow, so if anybody's curious, you can go check it out. Had the level structure, boss mechanics, side missions, chapters, and additional character art. Oh no, that's what we're covering here. So, hang on. I'm going to just very, very quickly remind myself of context. This is gonna take, like, a minute. We're sorry you can't access Stein Business in violation of our terms and service? Never mind. I'm not going to check that out, because something is very, very wrong with that link. It was essentially a cute, I think it was a platformer game starring Ashley, just going through wild, wacky worlds. And we're about to see how these worlds work. Since in the hub area, every main area is split into one of the following types of segments. Guided entrance, start of an area, after entering the hub, tends to be part of the area that has the most NPCs. Middle, a transitional stretch of level that connects the entrance to the later dungeon. Serves as the biggest section. Most of the travel happens. And then the dungeon has the most focus on puzzles and enemy encounters. That's kind of interesting. So a very set, structured platform with very deliberate points of what you're doing with it. Whereas a lot of the other ones kind of blend all those together. Bosses encountered in this game are meant to be tests of how you creatively and efficiently deal with a single powerful foe. They're a series of hired professional necromancers. Princesse Boucher has how to control the various areas you visit and its designated undead battalions. Bosses are often treated like puzzles in and of themselves, in which you not only have to outmuscle them, but outsmart them. They use the environment around them just as much as you do, and you need to often get opportunities before they do. Can rematch them as side missions. Missions usually involve you beating the boss through new means. Cool. Because this is a game focused on exploration, oh my gosh. Can you tell I haven't narrated something in a very long time? With movement and character interaction, revisiting locations becomes a part of the core gameplay loop. This is done because both the story required revisits to older locations, as well as the side missions. These can range from finding key items, combating enemies under specific conditions, reaching bosses under specific conditions, character-related side stories, cosmetic-based quests. Wow! This isn't good. I have to moderate like an important conversation on campus. I need to like exercise my voice a bit more. Goodness. Many specialized variations of all of these. The rewards for these are usually ways to level up your skill tree, both in-game currencies or cosmetic items to wear. Optional items can also be found throughout the world, not tied to any specific mission. Yeah. Before we go into the summaries of the individual locations, we must consider the overall feel of this game's settings. The keywords that best describe the overall feeling the setting is meant to invoke are historic, lived-in, and a bit melancholic, but in a still playful and inviting way. Since New Orleans, Louisiana, was a major source of inspiration, a lot of those same feelings that real-world cities invokes are found here, with those keywords and phrases in mind. The Disney parks and some other simulated locations were also very key things we looked at, as many themed areas are also meant to have this lived-in quality to them. The overall hominess of many parts of the game and its everyman characters contrast with the villains and their aesthetic traits, as they're more affluent, organized, and tidy, but in a way that feels excessive and sterile. Alright, we've got the vacation home. This is where you obtain the ghost and cat transformations. Test out your basic movement as you chase down the undead soldiers that kidnapped your best friend, Red, beginning in a near-identical replica of Ashley's spooky home back in Diamond City, with some antebellum-inspired design elements. You travel down the path through a foresty swamp into Crescent City. Once you get Red back, you unlock the first transformation in the Gorst form. Ghost. Let's let you complete the tutorial and meet Monsieur Fanchon, who's there to teach you further. He introduces the cat transformation as towards you next, allowing you to learn various vertically oriented controls. Two straightforward transformations allow the player to ease into this important gameplay mechanic. After that, you return to the vacation home to do tasks, test out collections of minigames, and pay some useful stat buffs as a reward. You do this by using your personal computer in the house, Wario having his employee doing remote work. That's a very cute way to keep this tied to, like, the Wario universe, I guess you'd call it, while still letting Ashley do her own thing. I like that. New Crescent Lane is a designated connecting hub, based loosely off the real French Quarter, as well as elements of Rogueport from Thousand Year Door. Key locations, you got the Fanchon apartment where you upgrade skill trees, Evangeline's consumable items, Club Andouille, taken French since 2011. I don't remember how you properly pronounce 2 L's. And YE. I think it's silent. Side missions, theater, for cosmetics, warp altars, for warping, and cruel. A popular radio station. This is the sound test. Okay, cool. Oh, I love retrievable records for a sound test. That's fun. The Drenchlands, series of swamps, bayous, and rivers, of course. Space that surrounds Peasant City and serve as the main first area. You get the owl and the frog here. Entrance, outskirts that border the swamp. House the neighborhood that the Gator family lives in. The middle is the swamp itself. Water to swim through, trees to jump around. And the dungeon is a deeper forested area. Simple but engaging puzzles, and the boss is found here. Named after one of the hired necromancers, a housing contractor who's using the swamp as a place to build an affluent gating community. That's topical, ain't it? At the burial boneyard, get the rat, zombie, and vampire. Historic cemetery, bordering a pine forest, and elevated to avoid the flooding of the nearby wetlands. Center of a lot of grave digging. Entrance is the cemetery itself. Middle is the forest bordering it. Very expensive for performing and exploration. I feel that might be supposed to be platforming. Or maybe you're performing, I don't know. The dungeon's a mausoleum that belongs to the first of the infamous Boucher royal family that once controlled it centuries ago. Boss Necromancer is a black market grave robber who plans on selling items off of his employer's future soldiers once they're dug up. We've got Port Etoile. I'm committing to that. Get the Snake, Mermaid, a shipping harbor, and tourist beach. Seems small and simple on the surface, but you can dive underneath to find the real meat, consisting of mermaid immigrant towns, ship graveyards from antiquity, and natural caverns and reefs. Underwater movement becomes tested more and more here. Entrance to the tourism areas. The middle is the series of recent underwater caverns, bisected by a town of mermaids. So we got like a second entrance. That are made of human garbage and resemble early 20th century Portuguese architecture. I love the just eclectic mixes of real-world places and time periods for the world building here. It's really fun mental images. It's also very topical, but in very creative ways. Dungeon, a sunken ship graveyard serves as the final leg of this area. Do battle with the hired oil tycoon necromancer wants to drill in these areas. Got the downtown Crescent City. Get an armadillo nurse. I wish... If I've had one piece of feedback here, when you're doing... this just goes for anybody's concepts. When you're doing like a part 2, try to have something that references back to what you're talking about. Like, I'd love to have the artworks of these specific transformations here, because I remember that those were a thing. Extensive area of the main city itself. So as the legs of the chapter it's featured in, one of the more linear areas. Starts with a series of alleyways that lead to an abandoned ice cream factory. Like, again, this is really fun, very specific world-building stuff. Middle is the Crescent City Museum. Yeah, see? Museum of Antiquities. Sure, why not? Further emphasizes the importance of navigating difficult terrain types. I always love platforming in museums. You don't see it often in platforming games, so you get stuff like trying to jump between dinosaur bones or something like that. Sewer system is the dungeon. About a corrupt mayoral candidate who uses their employment to Boucher as a means to advance his campaign. We got the Carney Woods. Major change from the previous location. Storage area for various floats, rides, other amenities used for the city's many historic and popular parades, festivals, and carnivals. Think Mardi Gras. Precision platforming becomes a lot more emphasized here than in any other area of the game. Got the mangrove forests as the entrance. Middle is much of the storage and its fun attractions. That is a very fun mental image of just bouncing between various floats. Could be very... There's a lot of variety you can do there. Huge amount of creative freedom. Also, a good place to have very fun references. Just a small amount of platforming focus here as a way to test yourself. Dungeon is where the equipment is taken. This light is a bit less forgiving. Where you deal with a mad engineer who wants his carnival stuff to be used as a deadly high-tech fortress. 6, New Crescent Historic Suites. Century-old former 5-star hotel with all sorts of amenities. Unfortunately, the place has been out of business and haunted for decades. But that won't stop the ghostly staff who run the place from getting it started again. You just need to break them out of their brainwashing. Entrance is the first few floors, sort of the starting point. Middle is the hotel rooms themselves, just popping between them. More of a combat mode, just going from room to room to room fighting people. Then the upper floors serve as the dungeon. Fills the nearby rooftops of the surrounding buildings. A lot of focusing on use of the enemies in some way. Necromancer is preventing the grand reopening. Is a broker who wants to buy the place off themselves. Very much fighting capitalism through the entire of this. I improve. Miss Twisted Villain herself. This place is a gauntlet of all the skills you've learned so far. Of course. Place to prove that you've mastered every transformation, every puzzle, every enemy type. Entrance is the gardens, the first 2 floors. Think of it, you're exploring a grand party cake layer-wise. Okay? Middle is most of the rest of the house, library, dining hall. Dungeons the upper floors, the boss being a final fight against Servant Flesher. Though your victory is short-lived while Red is captured by the princess, prompting you to chase after her. And then you have the Land of the Dead as the final place. Different in structure to the other areas more akin to the game's tutorial. This Voodoo and Aztec Mexica-inspired location. Hell yeah, that's cool! It's split into a series of rooms as you use each transformation to chase down Princess Boucher, who has your imp pal in her clutches, planning to sacrifice him to gain control of the afterlife itself. Unfortunately, that isn't the easiest thing to do. As for a while, Boucher uses magic to transform Ashley into a helpless, living doll, so you're defenseless for the first leg of this chase, but it doesn't last long. Once you get Red back, you become the Reaper transformation, allowing the final boss to be doable. Yay! I love artwork. That's Monsieur Fanchon, Stella, Miss Evangeline and Carrie, Jenny. Love this character design. Multiple buck teeth, always great. Louis Garot, Legato and Staccato, great names. And Princess Alois Boucher V. Very, oh, what's her name in Cuphead? Help me out here, guys. Somebody's gonna know it. I don't remember. Somebody will see it in the chat in a couple seconds. Conclusion. This is the part 2 of Magical Witch Ashley. We're discussing gameplay descriptions, details and gameplay features, and some character art. It's a bit of a cleanup from the previous presentation. That being said, we were thinking to end this presentation, what would you all want to see out of this project for future showcases? Perhaps like give us some ideas on what to focus on next. I think at this point, I'm feeling pretty satisfied. I dimly remember that the thing I wanted the most from like the previous time this was done was more of an exploration of just like how the world would function, how the levels would be laid out, and you did that pretty fantastic there. Bon, that's it, thank you. That was driving me nuts. I think what I'd want to see from you guys next, because I love this style of artwork, I'd love to see a different take of like a different side character in a different setting. I'm just curious what else you guys can do. I also approve of this. While Luigi's a bootleg Ghostbuster sounds hilarious. Fun concept. I enjoyed it tremendously. Sequels are always fun. I love seeing how people expand upon their concepts. Thank you very much. Let's get this moved up. Boop. And a boop. Get it highlighted as complete. Okay, what next? How long have I been going? Started at 12:45. Oh yeah, we got time. We got time. Submit my brother's small idea at the bottom. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's check this out, Spud's brother. Do a bit of music. Oh, I see Tort there as well. Let's accept that for now. Come on, come on. Copy. I am struggling at basic copy paste tools. It's fine. Watch this be another Purdue ad. God damn it! How many pages is this? Oh, it's literally a page. Yeah, this is no problem. I can't even skip this! Ah, YouTube sucks now. We'll give it time for the music. We want this to be covered in the way that the submitter wanted. Oh, and let's change the author to Spud's brother. There we go. And I will remember to share the link once again. Okay. Is this going now? Yes. Bite-sized idea for a small game I had while playing Mario Kart with my brother. I don't know why all the ideas come from playing it. If you remember this, there was this one game mode of Wii Party called Hide and Hunt, where each Wii remote would be hidden by the hider while everyone else left the room for 2 minutes. Then they come back and look for each remote, while they each chirped a noise every 15 seconds or so with a timer to win. It was really fun. While playing the game, I had a eureka moment and belted out this idea. And I thought it was neat. That'd be a fun coding exercise. So here's personal notes for how it would work, sloppily pasted in below. Hang on. Goal, recreation of the Wii Party game Hide and Hunt using mobile phones. Paid host app and unpaid guest app. To play, the host player creates a room and each other participant joins with the guest app. Add in a username for points tracking. App is a basic tutorial. All players with their phones are gathered and the hider is determined either randomly or by selection. Rest of the player seekers. Hider is given time to hide phones pressing the hidden button. Fun. Okay, I see where this is going. Search room for their phones every 10 seconds, then phones will emit a sound helping to alert its presence. When they press the found button. Tracks how far into the fighting phase it was, awarding a point of each section. After the time limit, or when all phones are found, the points are totaled and a new hider is picked. See how you crossplay between Apple and Android, and networking between phones. Oh yeah! Simple, straightforward, sounds fun. Main issues... I was about to say, this is a very great way of losing your phone. But I don't think that'd even be that hard. Like, you really just... You can connect a Jackbox pretty easily, and this is essentially the same thing. It's just like, there's a bit more of a physical attribute to phones, and that's... Do you like phones that got a GPS? That'd be fun. Yeah! What was that? 3 minutes? Fun! I like the idea. Thank you, Spud's brother. Oh, don't want to accidentally cut two more tabers in half. Okay. What is next? Gonna have to go soon, so I don't know if my concept can be covered. How long is yours, Ferality? Where is yours? There. How long? How long is this Oh! Oh, I don't know if you guys can see. There is... many tabs. Let's check out the concise version. Yeah, we'll do that. Where... Doc, first, I recommend you skim a lot of stuff. Doc, link to arts, music. This is this one. Hang on, I saw copyrights. Oh, this is just third strike. Yeah, that's fine. This'll be fine.
Applewood Smoke Jam is here.
I hate ads! Ugh. Why is the ad blocker broken? I hate it. I hate it so much. And it's Purdue again! Ah! Heads up, this concept is not real. It's not fanging, not stopping you from making one, though. I expect you to have some experience in the Super Smash Bros. Series. Zera Smash, fighting in the year 5000. Zera Smash is an original platform fighter based on obscurish characters. It's not a sequel or reboot to Smash. There we go. This mechanic deeper with a more interactive pressure and disadvantage states. An interactive meter special system, as well as an extra special move. Pressure is more interactive, ground moves being safer. This soundtrack is a little louder. I'm going to just... There we go. Ground moves being safer and shield, and the characters entering... God damn it, I did forget to change the name. It's because it was so soon after the other one. Melody. Add to that. And... there's another thing. Link. Share link. I remember there. I remember. It's fine. Invisible jump and invincible jump. Alright. Meter move that pushes pressure your opponents away. Disadvantage is also more interactive. Whole combos are longer, and due to its new meter system, much deadlier at later stocks. It's balanced out by powerful DI and an aerial armored attack. Gotta go cause work. Do you want me to keep covering it, or do you want me to wait until you can actually participate with it? Either is fine, just let me know. I'm gonna keep reading for now, but once I see your response, we'll go off of that. Smash of Terminator, Planet of the Apes and Wizards. Got taken over by a much nicer guild from Street Fighter 3. Also, there's an all-female church who lives on Halo and is run by the Girl Go Games trio. I have no idea who that is. There's Tinako, a young fox guy who's great-grandma. Ghost lets him channel wind. This is a blender of ideas. I like it. Large robot-hating cat who lives in the entire city, and Draco blocks her. Dragon-like reptile who feeds off the aforementioned meter. Sure, why not? Lore. 2800. Two brothers help... Yes, the two factions that will overthrow humanity. The robots and the furries. Create new republics for each. Another human named Vera became the furry god, and a confident, popular robot named Nurkev became the robot god. 2,000 years later, they started World War IV, until God turned their planet into a redacted, unless they got involved in this game show that was also Smash Brothers? This is such an acid trip. God believes this will stop the war, as God does. Also, there is an all-female techno-religion that lives on Halo, which also orbits Earth. They tried to create heaven, but stupid programming made it hell. Ah, that's how the first hell got created too. God it's a pretty common mathematical mistake. You just leave a negative sign somewhere and it messes up the whole equation. Also, oosh is... I'm enjoying this a lot. Magic can't be used by robots because, of course, that'd be silly. For all moves, unless explicitly stated, always assume the player is facing right. We know how Smash Brothers works. we've got an art button. Oh, special. Okay, yeah. I was like, is this gonna utilize, like, painting? I kind of love that, actually. How does that hit in the Heavenly Havoc? I have no idea. Alright, strike is like your basic normals. Smash attacks your called thrusts. You got a guard special. BY at the same time. You can jump. Protective bubble for the shield. Inner core. Small enough. Yep, shield breaks or shield breaks. Characters will throw their hands for grabs. Interesting. Our shoulder is oosh. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say that, but it's how I'm going to say that. Our circles, this is kind of stance change-esque based on a meter. You got taunts, and you can choose the C-stick. And you have options to a keyboard, because we're not shackled to Nintendo. Then you got options. Game is floatier, stronger combos but less damage. Angling is simplified to 8 directions, and hitboxes are flattened and extended for grounded moves. Bonuses for jumping out of a run, recovers are smaller, less grabs make it harder for others to recover. Shield angling is removed, input barrier is reduced to 7 frames. Oosh! Up arts are invincible, and the maximum player count is 4. Back strikes are the shortest, but cause tech chases. Back thrusts are slow, and short breaks. Forward thrusts have the best. Small thing, but okay. I get the idea, but I'm definitely going to keep forgetting what a strike and what a thrust refers to. It's normal and smash. I'll try to remember that. Perfect safety with aerials will have a 4-frame leniency window. Mashing is repeated, placed with a rhythmic butt. Oh! Oh, I like that so much more. Because it's no longer a Mario Party minigame that just breaks your controller. It is now a rhythmic button tapping. Bonus points if it's like a bit of a musical beat kind of deal that's like unique for every character. I'd love that. Yeah, SDR emerged more powerful. Respawns involve falling down with a stork. Dodging has larger recovery hitboxes, and Dacus is back with lower power. Okay. Scrappier, more interactive experience with constant pressure and baiting each other. Disadvantaged states are more dynamic. DI plays a key role. Offstage plays riskier, and Oosh is required for better recovery tools. Oosh is the life force of Zera, is in the meter of the game. R plus A is a drive impact, 1 bar. Go forward, crumple opponents. R bead. EX special, stronger version of your art. Got a push block, throw opponents back. Reflects projectiles. Okay. We've got an Oosh dash. Air dash and wave dash. Cancel a move, very versatile. Oosh finale, weaker brawl final smash, do something silly and powerful. And the Zera Smash, cinematic ultimate final smash. Put your opponent in a dramatic... I thought you were leaving, Virality. You lied to me. How dare you? Put your opponent in a dramatic cutscene that destroys them. Oosh is gained by taking damage, combos and damage, attacking opponents out of an Oosh dash. Oosh dash, that's one to say. Landing parries, teetering opponents, attacking opponents with an Oosh crush. Getting killed... Killed a stock disadvantage, Oosh gain. Is graded by how far behind a player is. Shield breaking an opponent, landing a Zera Smash. Use it by intentionally SDing when the opponent is a stock... No, you gotta gain it. Wait, no, it's more disrespectful if you lose it. Never mind. Neither intricacies. No, I think I'm getting the concept pretty well, actually. I'm loving the vision here. The lore is very acid trippy, and I'm a big fan. Even more technical stuff. Throws parries, just gonna skim. Ooze Crush paralyzes airborne enemies. You can fall during that. Wave dashing, there's no gravity. Cool. Your costs, numbers. All whoosh options can be done out of shield. That's important. You can get a hitbox if you whoosh dash out of shield. Also applies to many other advanced techniques. Yeah, cool. Style! What is this game's tone? What is it, indeed? Grungy accent to it, but is overall glamorous and upbeat. Characters are exaggerated with geometric shapes and anatomy. Color and detail looks drawn on, like this game is straight out of a graphic novel. Novel? Ugh. Animation can be a character with a mix of Guilty Gear and Pocoyo? What the hell is a Pocoyo? That's a Pocoyo. Okay. Sharp keyframe poses and their animations. Menu and UI take a lot of inspiration from early DDR. Okay. Announcer of the game takes inspiration from the announcer of those games. DDR announcer. It's a fun announcer, yeah. Soundtrack's basically based off of the Superman lovers and house music of the late 90s that envision its alien aesthetic. Not gonna click that because I'm sure I'm gonna get DMCA'd. Up to you later, Lukac. Thanks for stopping by. Every character has a theme, which has multiple phases depending on the state of the game. Love that. Cool. One of the coolest things about Street Fighter 6's soundtrack. Final stock, the stage lights up like a dance floor, and the NPCs start dancing. Fun. Characters have their own animations when hovered on, selected, or rejected on the character screen. Fun. 2 entrances, 4 taunts, and 1 winning animation. Recording on the stage they're fighting on. Also have winning quotes. 12 alternate colors, and an unlockable classic outfit. Characters are generally chattier. Modes, fighting grounds. You fight people. Gotta go make sure to roll in for 2. God, somebody's gonna bring up Purdue in a future concept, and it's going to upset me so much. King of the Hill exists, Arms Race exists, you got training modes, got an arcade classic, home run, roguelike siege mode. Okay, cool. All-Stars and a bunch of bonus rounds. Online is online, and you have settings. Specifically English, Japanese, and Spanish for each character. Meet the roster here. I will check out a couple. As soon as it loads. Go away. Go away, Link. Okay, what the heck have we got here? Okay. This is a very eclectic moveset. I kind of love it. So we got Gwen from League of Legends. We got Sukapon, because of course Sukapon. We got Viego as well. We got the Sushi Cat from the one Armor game. Was that Armor Games? Or like... Gosh, I haven't thought of Flash games in so long. We got the tennis for... This is fun. I like this. Also, I think I just moved the chat completely off of this. First 8 are starting, text 10 are easier to unlock. Final 5 are trickier. Okay. We got Sukapon. A forgotten comedian robot with a big break. He's programming some battle code and him to regain his fame in Zera Smash. I at least want to check out all the artwork, because this is very, very fun. We got Tuniko, and Vera of worshipping exile with only his great-grandmother Vertrick guiding him. Be forgiven for his actions. Bounce sword fighter. Got Angel and Devil. Very cloak and daggered couple. Bloodthirsty demon. Some taboo couple. Hellbent on fixing Zera's problems. Hard, cold facts. weak sword fighter that tags into a much stronger rushdown fighter. That's fun. Hang on, I want to real quick check. What's the... Oh, no, I'm good. Just double checking to see if the chat was in a good spot. Tempest. There's sushi cats. Hang on. I'm just gonna skim. Age 546. He's a loving father with a wife and 2.5 kids. The 0.5 is a pet cat. What is this? I love it. Big tank. Yep, I remember this. Weird old pinball. No, not pinball. Pachinko-esque game. Special mechanic. Yeah. He's big, fat. That's what I'd expect. I'm not gonna go too far into attacks. I just want to know. Enters by smashing a dead robot's head. Hang on. Nice. I love the idea that's some Mickey Mouse and Pluto weird shit. Just like, what constitutes as a pet versus a character in this universe? Where's the line? I want to point out that there's a lot of work put into this. It's just that there's so much that I don't think... It's kind of another Heavenly Havoc situation where going through the whole thing would take multiple streams. And I'm not going to do that. Okay, just gonna keep skimming. I want to see the rest of the artwork. We've got a golfing robot. Sure. Ooh, I like this one. Very, very square design. Got the also love this one. There's a little pill robot that steals everything. We've got Dragon Chan, martial artist that also is like a... It's a cook as well? Sure. That's fun. Hello, Sanji. We got tennis for 2. Supercomputer with a gun. Ida. Does this just have the... Hold on. Does this just have the column with you at all times? Is this a weapon? 1 second. I'm just curious. Yes, it was a tall pillar made of sand. As your uncles often are. Oh, it's this game! Right! Maybe puppet character with a unique move percent. Oh yeah, it's just a puppet character? Yeah! Just a puppet with a column. Cool. Nice. Very edgy. Basically an undead Hui. Robot corpse. It's an undead... What is an undead robot? Cool. We've got Punished Ice Climber Wolverine. We've got Bodybuilding Cyber Arm Muscle Mommy. Ah, it's a hybrid of a beast and a robot. That's not okay. I see. Massive underworld Groudon monster. The Keeper of Oosh. Robot that was told... Yeah, but that's just repairing. That's like going to the doctor. What's an undead robot? Like, what's... I don't know. What's the parallel? Got a shape-shifting robot. Rotom's Mega Evolution. Specifically Hal from Angry Birds. We've got a robot with... I have no idea what that weapon is. A very long halberd? He's lost how a zombie is a human who's lost conscience? Sure. Maybe? I don't know. Two characters. We've got Gwen from League of Legends, but like a cyberpunky-esque design. I like it. That needs to be a skin for Viego. That is hilarious. You've got the furry god and the robot god. You've also got... I'm assuming this is like a training dummy? Yeah, joke character. Got a nice silhouette image that I don't think I can... Can I get this centered? Nope. Nope, I can't. I'm curious about the bonus things now. We've got... Snow Linkle. We've got Anime Girl. We've got Mao. Just a big old opossum who throws forward her young to apply damage to the other. Oh god, it's a heavy Olimar. That's funny. I like that. We've got version 1. The Origin Missing No. Just Sonic. Just Sonic. But a little more creepypasta-esque. Wait. Hold on. A program made by an exploited priest in order to fool people into thinking they were chatting with Jesus Christ, it has now become the digital manifestation of God himself. As you do! Hold on, what? Personality of the player in order to steal their soul and trap it in his... Okay, yeah, creepypasta. Gallery. Oh, that's cute. Got Gwen Funko Pops. Yeah, very fun. This is very just cozy. The sheer amount of just funny shit in here is just great. Back with built-in rocket propulsion, whoever made this had a lot of enemies in middle school and also had extremely smart sisters. We have an explosive toaster. Unlike a couple had to deal with this once. One was obsessed with fashion, the other tech genius. We have a tesseract. It's just a fourth-dimensional shape. We have a cow item. This may seem normal to you, but it's alien to me. Cows. Peculiar, but endearing. I may know a lot, but I shall research this specimen further. Got Jehovah's Hyper Rifle. A large, extravagant golden minigun with beautiful patterns and decorative wings. It has 3 parts that turn into this heavenly machine gun. When fully formed, the Hyper Rifle shoots forward with a rapid barrage of golden bullets with unlimited range. This was made by an Ophanim and was made for use by Archangels. That's why it's so large. Got Mr. Vulcan, a pink laser shotgun with yellow stars decorated in it. Charged with a large laser blast that does more damage close up. Personal weapon of an idle-turned billionaire. Persecuted by her unethical... Oh yeah, that is from Battle Reborn. That's cute! Got the Bye-Bye Bus. Throw it to activate and have it drive forward. Ah, it's the one assist trophy. The Animal Crossing one. I can't remember what his name is. Bad experience with school buses, don't we all? Ugh. Got an Oosh Ball. Instantly maxes out the meter. A harbinger of Whoosh Draco Bloxer. Seems to be frustrated that this material is here for all fighters to have. Got a Thunder Stick. Just a regular stick that breaks shields. It's a very interesting Mr. Saturn. Got a turret. Machine gun on a tripod. It will shoot anywhere in it. It's just a portal turret. Love that. Got a wave breaker. Jade Pies, thrust input to dash with water effects. Cool. Potassium carbonate solution. Red canister with a black nozzle that contains a white pressurized substance. Create a string with this white substance. Build the board. Build the board? A brown robot that looks like a sign with eyes and a mouth painted on it. He can be thrown around, but on the ground he will start talking his specific lines. It's a Mr. Rossetti. Love that. Methane gun that makes you dizzy. Ball of green slime. Able to stick to players. Serves as a wall platform. Fun. Chain lightning electrocutes people. The Hunter. Equipping it has the rock assimilate. Screens the blue ghost of a hooded fox person with a shotgun beside them. When the player attacks, the Hunter will shoot a blast from his gun. It's a stand... I think... ish? Or do you turn into the Hunter? One of the above. Also a flame wall. Look at it, prayer and stuff. Thank you. I've had a lot of practice. Let's stick to a floor wall and blow up fire from it. The fire is big, glowing for his half as the small stage. It is a stand. Okay. Fun. I see credits there. I know you said there were stages. And I'm curious enough about the world building here that I genuinely want to see what on earth the stages are like. I won't spend too much here. I want to see this. Also, mad respect for making both a concise version and a long version. I really appreciate that. Patrons Park, Amusement Park, Convention Center, and Headquarters. Yeah, because of course that'd be an amusement park. Attractions. Yep. Small variants. Oh, this is fun. Like actual stage layouts. I'm mainly into this for the world building. Soup on stage. Robots. Entertainment place. Right. Gonna watch Valley. Outside influence. Just a quaint little valley. Gallard Plains without metal face. Just rest. Double stage resides. He studied as a child. Okay. It's in the day a large multi-story complex in this were made of the cyborgs. Yeah, it's just your general store out in Nevada. Neo Japan X used to be Neo Japan, but it was overthrown by the sentient animal people who were treated negatively by the Neo Japanese. There's so many sentences in here that I'm pretty sure it's the first time those sentences have ever been uttered. Now Sushi Cat rules this land, seeking to move forward and... we got a golfing range. Yep, you go from nuclear winter to golfing range, as you do. We got the light-hard forest. Yeah, just quaint. That's a nice... What's the word? Landscape. That's a nice landscape. Got the vault. Last remnant of human civilization. We got the zone. These people are going to play video games from time to time, even before the uprising. Kind of the arcade center. Got the Amazon desert? Is there a desert in the Amazon? I mean, it's an Amazon rainforest, but doesn't mean the Amazon can't be used for other titles. Someone Google that. Is there an Amazon desert? Or is this what's left of the Amazon in this world? I suppose that's also a possibility. Infinity Vortex, place where many robots are dumped from junkyard of robotic parts. Robot Graveyard. The Exiles Coast, another fun landscape. Let's go over the zone in detail? Yeah, sure. Yeah, but it plays arcade, console, PCs, more detailed machines. Two ups in the end. How do the switch transforms into simulation of a game based... Oh, okay, it's WarioWare. Got Joy Mech Fight. Person gets the last hit on them, gets a buff, and ends the simulation. Tempest. Ship dash on 5 lanes, so they shoot away. Ship does hurt opponents and enemies who go to the main stage. They can catch the ship or players carrying them. This instantly kills players and ends the simulation if they catch the ship. Fun. And then Angry Birds enter a randomized fortress. Opponents can break the structures, as well as the pigs. Sometimes birds fly in, activating their ability and doing heavy damage if all pigs are destroyed. This is fun! It's actively, directly implementing the minigames into the actual gameplay. That's very cool. Infinity Vortex, or did that, or did that. Person Tower, Justified, and framed. It's highly guarded, but managers decide, yeah, we can send a prisoner to this competition of God. Stage 12, this is victory in the cold area. The Oosh Convergence. Just a monster lair. Got the Great Jungle. That's fun artwork. I love that. Temple of the Chosen One, which is a big old golden temple. Eastern Cascadia. This is Gwen's stage from League of Legends, which for whatever reason is modern-day Idaho. Where's Viego from? Doesn't have one. Damn it. I wanted to see something random like Portugal or something. I don't know. Invention. Cute. Training is just an acid trip when on the middle of this acid trip. And the robot, there should be a blue holographic. Oh, that's fun. It changes based on the character. Randomized, so this can be customized in the stage settings. De facto training stage. And the secret stage is a wacky workbench. This is the Sonic one. Sure. Like was destroyed and it was built. Currently process building it. Oh, that's fun. That's just a fun idea for a Smash stage in general. A Eggman, like massive project, but only halfway through when it's completed. I like that. Alright, let's head over to the credits. We got the lion's share of this. Concept by Ferrari. Mechanic suggestions, enjoyer, Lori Hagami, and 3XHS. Feedback, Azrael, Digital Steel, Hooray 9, enjoyer, and dedicated to the Duke of Dorks. Who's that? I don't know. I don't actually mind people using the old name. Use whatever you like, I don't care. Alright, this took so long, but I did eventually keep my promise. I'm going to move on with the rest of my life now, but first I'm going to bed. This has been emotionally exhausting, or at least I'm claiming it was. The internet is a lie, it totally is. That's a fact that can't be understood. Like, did I change my name for the reasons I stated? I'll give you a hint, 50% of it wasn't. Who will ever know? Only me. That was fun! Like, hold on, I want to bump back into this just because I want one more time to just lore. Give me that lore back. Yeah, the furry robot uprising, creating 2 gods of each. Moving on to World War IV, 2,000 years later, until God came in, threatened to turn the planet into whatever, unless they get involved in God's game show. You know, also hell was created by a programming mistake. And of course magic can't be used by robots. Spirit power isn't magic, it's a completely different thing. That was... Go to... Oh, you know what? I do kind of want to do that. I'm just going to skim this. Sorry, I'm being very back and forth over this. Start on the planet Gaia. Very strong boost boy, very sad. A group of beast folk. Kind being oppressed by humans. And this is the character that became the god. Killed 99.5% of all humans. That's a very specific percentage. Going to either become one or the other, go to space, or die. Guy was renamed to Zeros. 2 leading humans became their gods. Beast folk go to the Americas, Australia, and East Asia, while metal folk go to Europe, Africa, and West Asia. Sure! There it is, seeing isolation. Some have gotten sick of him. Relishes in fame. War of Sorrows became bigger. Increasing bitter. There's a small piece of land. 6-decade-long war. War went on for so long until the patron came in. Hoping different planets to solve their problems. This is the god that is start forcing people into the game show to avoid destroying the world. As gods do. Appointed 18 fighters, still specifically 18. It's an important number to him. Robot augmented hybrids, since humans are not allowed to be anywhere near Zeros, they live in a large ring. Touch with a greater cosmic society. They are ruled by 3 deities: Wind, Grace, and Gabriella. Defines one of the nation, don't want any higher power, but has a loose hierarchy, philosophy, and code. Has a dark secret. In their attempts to program an afterlife, they accidentally created an awful hell where people transported there are deformed into horrible, bloodthirsty kind. So it's a chimera hell. You can find it, branding it as the other side. People who contain this realm are known as exorcists. Oosh is a spiritual force. Magic, on the other hand, is a physical force that only organic creations can use. It's the Force versus Dungeons and Dragons. Got it. That was one of the most delightful acid trips I've ever been through. Thank you, Ferality. That was a joy. Okay. How long am I going? I think I got enough in me for one more. Alright, how many do we have left? Got a few, but we're making good progress. Oh, hang on. This is Timur Tabor. And this is... No, that's Tort. Right. I think Timur Tabor's isn't done, if I remember correctly. I don't want to do another moveset. I think I'm moveset out. Oh, is this Emilio? This is... Oh, yes! We're doing this one. I love Emilio's concepts. How long are we? 9 pages. Oh, this is a great one to end on. Except we don't have... one second. Ocarina of Time soundtrack. And I just click that. And shuffle. I love Emilio's ideas. These are so cozy. TLDR, this was written before Echoes of Wisdom was announced, so it may be kind of outdated, but I still think it works as an idea of a revival of a character. Hello, people of the internet. I am Emilio, and here I am writing once again about fictional ideas living in my head rent-free. I thought I could write one that I think has a lot of potential, not only because it is my very big franchise, because it's a character loved by the fandom and never explored more from its main appearance. God damn it, thank you, Lukac. Also, I thought you were leaving. You've deceived me. So many deceivers today. Emilio. And then I will also remember to share the link. Somehow Lukac returned. Not because it is from my favorite franchise, but because it is a character loved by the fandom and never explored one. Yeah, I already read that. What if Marin had her own game? Just, why not? Marin is a young girl who lives with her father Terran in Mabe Village, located on Koholint Island. She is the one who finds Link on the Tornbo shores after he is shipwrecked. She's a kind-hearted, musically talented girl who dreams of singing for people far from the oceans and longs for a life outside of Koholint Island. Every person I know has fallen in love with Marin for her kind and loving... Did we just get two... Ocarina warps back to back? Sure. Fall in love with Marin for her kind and loving nature, as well as her undoubtedly talent for music, being better represented in the remake of Link's Awakening, and with the beautiful rendition of... What is this soundtrack shuffle? There we go. Actual song. With a beautiful rendition of the Ballad of the Windfish, which I must say, it leaves me asking for more. More considering that The Legend of Zelda has one of the more genius and iconic OST of all gaming. And that's when the little hamster started running on the wheel of my brain. Consider this scenario. Marin is a character defined by two key attributes: her kindness and her musical talent. The challenge lies in seamlessly incorporating her musical prowess into the gameplay of a Legend of Zelda game. This task is not as complex as it may seem, given the series' history of integrating musical elements like ocarinas, harps, ukuleles, bells, flutes, drums, and the Wind Waker. The Wind Waker, in particular, stands out as a powerful and distinctive instrument that could be especially fitting for a character known for her singing abilities. Probably... How long is yours, Erdrick? 1 second. Pressing pause. If it's short, I think I could do it. If it's long, probably not. If it's long, I will do it next time. That progress bar is getting way too small. We're not going to do it today. I will make a commitment to you to do it on the next Peasant's Perspective. Where was I? Drawing inspiration from Zelda's baton moveset in Hyrule Warriors, where the Wind Waker is used to manipulate wind, summon tornadoes, command fairies, and execute light attacks, we can expand on this concept. For instance, it can be utilized to push enemies and prevent harm, making it a versatile tool in Marin's arsenal. However, simply relying on the Wind Waker as the primary means of interacting with the game world may not suffice. To enrich the gameplay, let's delve into the original series with how much... with how much the Wind Waker's being used here.
Come back.
Fuck off! Ah! No! I can't escape it! I like Wind Waker's soundtrack. Ugh. Stop. I don't care about a mediocre university. Skip. No! At least give me... How are there this many ads for this? They're all different people! Ugh. We'll go back in a second. Where was I? The Legend of Zelda is renowned for its action and adventure elements, narrating the heroic exploits of the young warrior Link as he confronts dangers and solves puzzles to aid Princess Zelda in thwarting Ganondorf and safeguarding the Kingdom of Hyrule. The franchise underwent a significant transformation with the release of Breath of the Wild. Oh my god, are you serious? I thought it'd be done by then. Transitioning from a more linear adventure approach to a more open world and exploration-focused style. The evolution has led to a divide in the series. The classic formulaic and linear games versus the newer sandbox-style games with emphasis on physics and exploration. Surely they're done now. Are you serious? Good grief. While the latter is a commendable evolution, it paradoxically constrains the distinctive qualities of the classic Zelda. This duality is reminiscent of the Mario situation, where 2D and 3D games coexist. In the case of Zelda, we have classic and open-world games, both featuring Link as the protagonist. To reconcile this paradox and breathe new life into the classic style, I propose a unique approach. Let Link and the Triforce users thrive in the open-world games and introduce a different classic character to preserve the essence of the original formula. Marin emerges as the ideal candidate for this role, possessing not only a charming and lovable personality, but also musical affinities that could seamlessly integrate into navigation and interaction with the game world. Now armed with a solid premise, the challenge lies in establishing how this concept aligns with Marin's situation. Spoiler alert from Link's Awakening if you care. Marin's situation within the canonical framework of the franchise is rather unique. In Link's Awakening, none of the NPCs are real. They are all part of a dream crafted by the Great Wind Fish. However, instead of viewing this dream state as a limitation for the character of Marin, we can turn it into a source of inspiration for both gameplay and narrative experiences. In fact, being part of a dream can be a distinctive feature rather than a constraint, and I have an intriguing proposal to explore this concept further. Drawing inspiration from my previous Daisy concept, which celebrated forgotten Mario characters. If you can find that concept, by the way, it was fantastic. It was completely centered around Daisy being like a rollerblader and creating platforming gauntlets based off of that. It was very fun. I suggest a linear approach for Marin within the Legend of Zelda universe. Imagine a scenario where Marin, while exploring the beaches of Koholint Islands, stumbles upon a peculiar baton. Suddenly, an array of monsters surrounds her, prompting the appearance of a fairy who instructs Marin to use the strange baton to summon the wind and save herself. However, the story doesn't conclude here. As Marin utilizes the Wind Waker, the islands begin to vanish, compelling her to embark on a raft. Guided by the power of this mystical instrument, she explores various islands, uncovering the truth about her world. Each island presents a unique realm, where logic and common sense seems to be suspended, initiating a fresh adventure for our kind protagonist. This journey becomes a Oh, wait a minute. This is Inside Out Legends of Zelda! Oh! Oh, that's fun! This journey becomes a celebration of diverse Zelda characters, showcasing the imaginative and dreamlike aspects of the franchise, offering players a captivating blend of gameplay and narrative, providing a fresh perspective on the iconic Legend of Zelda universe. Every island wouldn't be only landscapes, but rather each main island will actually be the representation of the dreams of different characters of Zelda's. Picture for an example. Midna. Taking as a main gimmick, traveling between Hyrule and the Twilight Realm, the main world will have a lot of enemies and ruins, but the Twilight World will be infested with more monsters. Skull Kid, surrounded by chaotic energy, having the impending danger of the moon in the sky. You'll have limited time before the island resets. Fi have a leafy and mysterious forest where you need to find the Master Sword and release it from its shackles. They have a labyrinth. Groose. Actually, don't know, just put Groose and I will be happy. Make it a very overly presenting, like hyper-ambitious, showy island. Like a big old carnival that slowly, like, compacts more into something humble and reliable. I don't know. Make it a sports movie? Yes! Tingle, more comedic. You will help Tingle to turn itself into a millionaire with diverse tricks in business. Raro and Sonia will fight the gloom. Impa, espionage missions, working like a ninja and using the environment to your advantage. Ravio, want to have an island based in Ravio and any other character in that matter. I already got kind of an economy thing with Tingle. Maybe this is more of like a Monopoly-based, running a lot of businesses at once. I don't know. And you have a hat. Just a hat. Business Tycoon game. I like that. Foundation of our storyline not only caters to fan expectations, but also grants us the liberty to import diverse elements from the Zelda games. However, it's crucial to maintain focus on our objective, delving into Marin's character through her kindness and musical prowess. How do we achieve this? The solution is straightforward. She won't be a traditional knight like Link, or a royal like Zelda. Instead, Marin will take on the role of a bard. Marin's possession of the Wind Waker introduces a unique facet to her abilities. Rather than employing lethal attacks against monsters, we can leverage the Wind Waker for non-lethal maneuvers, allowing her to reposition tools strategically, evade enemies, and engage in a dance-like interaction with her surroundings. Marin's approach won't involve direct confrontation. Instead, she'll gracefully navigate and solve puzzles using an array of tools. For instance, when confronted by a bokoblin, the Wind Waker can be employed to push them away with a gentle gust, induce dizziness with a playful tornado, or even distract them by summoning a fairy. However, why confine ourselves solely to the Wind Waker's powers? In The Legend of Zelda, a franchise renowned for its iconic melodies, we have a wealth of options to enhance our celebration. We got the Windfish Ballad, iconic Marin melody. This time will work in order to conjure fairies and assist you in various ways, distracting enemies, moving small objects, dance around you, etc. That's actually not true, Spites Forever. It was used by Zelda in Hyrule Warriors for that purpose. Include the Wizard of Oz parody for characters that when games started. We've got Zelda's Lullaby. Can make any enemy fall asleep, but you still need to be careful since you can wake them up. That's cute. Bolero of Fire will let you summon fire. Like, yeah. Requiem of Spirit. It will let you momentarily control certain enemies in order to resolve puzzles or attack other monsters. Has some cooldown after using it. We've got the Wind's Requiem. That's the push thing with the wind. Ballad of Gales summons a tornado. Serenade of Water controls water. Shocker. Minuet of Forest lets you control trees and plants to open paths or trap enemies. Be careful though, trees don't have eyes and cannot distinguish monster and ally. Got the Song of Storms. Actually summoning, like, lightning storms. Well, I mean, it's always summoned, like, rainstorms, but, like, actually, like, using it as... You know what I mean. Song of Time. Won't be able to stop time for a short amount, but return, it will make the longest one to conduct. Got the Ballad of the Goddess. Wakes up everybody. Mipha's Grace. Will cure your life, but have a considerable cooldown. Rivali's Gale. Lifts you into the air. Durik's Protection. Grants you a barrier. And Yorbosa's Fury. Strikes every enemy on screen with lightning. In addition to various other melodies that elude my immediate recall, activating the B button... What's this? Oh, it's the demo! That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard that music. Use the slowing of the world around you. A menu will materialize, allowing you to use the joystick to specify directions. For instance, executing the Ballad of Gales, an indispensable get-off-me tool in the majority of the games, involves a swift o'clock motion to summon a tornado. Conversely, the activation of the Song of Storms entails moving the joysticks up and down, simulating rain. This system draws parallels to... oh, it's like Okami! Albeit with certain predefined patterns that correspond to the melodies. The complexity of the pattern mirrors the potency of the melody, with more common melodies requiring simpler patterns. Yet I believe there is room for more. Despite the array of powers, Marin should possess a foundational ability. In the spirit of classic bardic traits, beyond singing, dancing becomes a core facet. Picture Marin engaging in a literal dance with enemies. Oh, that's cute! Akin to a command grab, offering not only a fundamental defensive mechanism, but also infusing a touch of physicality into a character often perceived as shy and timid. I won't lie, the prospect of executing a tango with a Stalfos. Fantastic. Makes me happy. This setup gives rise to a classic Zelda adventure reminiscent of The Wind Waker, where diverse islands are explored and residents are aided in finding inner peace through music and dance. Yeah, like, it's so great because you can, like, explore the psychology of all of these characters, and that's just fun. Yo, you could make Marin responsible for their character growth in the games they appear in. That's... oh, I love this. The setup gives rise to classic Zelda... yeah. However, there's still a missing link to tie it all together. The solution lies in the realization that we are no ordinary hero, but in fact, a dream. As is practically tradition in my concepts, I want to implement parts of psychology and mental introspection, giving a different way to connect between the player and the characters. As such, considering that we are in an oniric scenario, I think it is pretty clear how I want to tackle the topics for this game. I want to implement the sleep stages. By the way, I'm no expert or student on this topic, I just find them neat to implement a human phenomena in a gaming experience. Agreed! Sleep cycles refer to the phases that... this is why Emilio's concepts are so fantastic. Well, they're also fun just because they have crazy ideas, but I love this kind of utilization of some real-world stuff. Sleep cycles refer to the phases that a person goes through sequentially while sleeping. This is very fitting music for this, although it's already done. These phases are known as light sleep phase, deep sleep phase, and this is not fitting music. Hold on. Let's find something a little more. Nope. Nope. This is the problem with doing a full soundtrack. You get literally everything that's ever played in it. 1 second. Give me... Tower of the Gods works. In each phase, which is repeated several times during the night, the amplitude of the brain waves varies, and the body experiences different sensations. We all have different stages that we experience repeatedly in the night. The core simple way to classify them are 3. The light sleep phase, the deep sleep phase, and the REM sleep phase. Let's take a look at each one. First, we have the light sleep phase. This is the first stage of the sleep cycle and is characterized by the fact that both the body and the brain begin to relax, and the person prepares to enter a deeper state of sleep. When you are in the light sleep phase, it is easier to wake up, especially if there is some type of external stimulus. Some factors that can influence the quality of sleep in this phase are noise and lighting, as they can interrupt the process and make sleep less restful. Secondly, we have the deep sleep phase. The second phase of sleep cycles is known as deep sleep, or NREM sleep. In this phase, the person is in a deeper state of sleep and the brain waves are slower. Regarding physiological changes, heart rate and blood pressure are lower and complete muscle relaxation occurs. Deep sleep is also essential for physical recovery, because during it, the body releases some hormones that serve to repair muscle and bone tissues. Lastly, we have the REM sleep phase, which gets its name from the rapid movement of the eyes when falling asleep. In this phase, brain activity is very similar to that of the waking state, and this is where dreams occur, most dreams. In addition, this phase is essential for the development of memory, for processing emotions, and for maintaining the well-being of the brain. In fact, REM sleep is considered to play a central role in regulating people's moods. Taking these distinct phases, we can easily differentiate them in gameplay experiences. The light sleep phase we can turn into some sort of vulnerable space, where Marin can easily be damaged by enemies or the environment. The deep sleep phase would be a more strategic space, where we have different limitations or objectives that we need to approach in indirect ways in order to complete the islands. Finally, we have the REM sleep phase, the rapid eye movement phase. Considering the definition, this is the one that should feel like a power fantasy, where you move fast and furious around the islands. These phases won't necessarily happen in order, considering the open world nature of the game, but it should reflect how in the night we repeatedly cycle through these phases, and how every person lives the sleep phases in their own way, helping not only to connect in a coherent way around the island, but also helping design differing levels to different islands. The climactic island in our journey features a troubled young girl in a castle tormented by a red demon. Our mission becomes the salvation of this little girl from the impending calamity. By this juncture, we acknowledge our existence as part of a dream and grapple with that existential fact. However, Marin, driven by her kindness, makes the ultimate sacrifice. Upon vanquishing the demon, Marin ascends to the little girl's room, serenading her with a lullaby to ensure peaceful slumber. In a radiant moment, the windfish manifests, bestowing upon Marin the realization of her dream. Desiring to soar and sing like a seagull, Marin is granted the ability to travel the real world as a majestic bird, serenading everyone she encounters. Marin accepts her ephemeral nature, recognizing that while she may not be a tangible person, she is as authentic and genuine as she can be, a realization that proves to be enough for her. In conclusion, a Legend of Zelda adventure starring Marin as a bard could take players on a whimsical journey through islands, melodies, and the dreamscape. By blending Marin's kindness, musical prowess, and newfound dance-centric abilities, this could be crafted on a unique gameplay experience that pays homage to iconic Zelda melodies, while also breaking away from the traditional hero archetype that The Legend of Zelda always leans into. The exploration of diverse islands, coupled with the resolution of the dreamlike narrative, fosters a captivating and immersive adventure for players. Marin's ultimate sacrifice, serenading a troubled young girl to peace, brings a poignant touch to the storyline, concluding with the windfish granting her the fulfillment of her dream, soaring through the real world as a majestic bird. This concept not only celebrates the rich heritage of the Legend of Zelda franchise, but also provides a fresh perspective on character-driven storytelling and gameplay mechanics. A heartfelt thank you to all the Peasant's perspective, Zelda enthusiasts, gamers, and dreamers who embarked on this imaginative journey with me. Your passion and engagement have fueled the creation of a concept that seeks to honor the beloved elements of the Legend of Zelda series while introducing new dimensions to the character of Marin. I really appreciate the enthusiasm and creativity of this community, and I hope this concept could bring some ideas into our heads. Thanks to the Duke for providing this space, as always, letting people to think outside the box. Y que le vaya bonito. Also, I know it is fair, but heavenly, holy how I would love a Marin moveset for Smash where she dances and sings in order to attack. Like for her neutral special, she can play melodies exactly like the game, or for her side special, she could summon a musical pentagram with fairies to shock enemies or something. I don't know. Also, holy moly, Echoes of Wisdom looks fantastic. That was kind of took a bit of wind out of your sails, quite literally in the case of this, but this is still just such a good idea. It's cute, it's such a fun exploration of the whole franchise. It doesn't really step on the toes of anything across the franchise. It's very cancel. Yes, exactly. It could be the peakest fan game ever made. And I love the implementation of, like, the psychology of sleep. That's a really fun thing to just explore across all of this. It's a fun thing to create. Love that. Sprites Forever, I already promised Erdrick the next the next covering, and I don't have time for another one, unfortunately. I'm about to hit the 3-hour mark. I'll do yours after Erdrick's. Let's go with that. But for now, let us get Emilio's up. Alright, how many pages we got left? One. That's half a page. Play out 2 right here. 2.5. We're almost there. Maybe 2 more streams? If I go through these quickly? We're getting there. We're getting there. Alright. Thank you all so much for watching. I don't know, I'm not going to make any promises we're going to do another one. This was a kind of surprising lull in the homework I have to do. But I'll keep doing this. I really enjoy them. So, see you all next time. Farewell.